In this video, I'm going to attempt to survive 100 days in hardcore Minecraft with the create mod. My goal is to of course survive the 100 days, but I'll be working on creating a super aesthetic industrial area automatically generating resources which I will use to eventually take over the world. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the movie. The create mod is the most requested mod for me to try out. For the longest time, I've been avoiding it because I seriously have no idea what to do in this mod. But I've decided to jump right in and finally give it a go. And after playing Hightail for the last 2 months, it is unbelievably difficult to play vanilla Minecraft. In fact, I just don't think it's possible. So we have a very modded version of the game here, which is created by Corrales. So I'll make sure to leave a link to this mod pack in the description if you want to have a look at it yourself. But it is filled with so many cool things, including a huge list of the create mod add-ons, as well as a huge range of building mods, which I'm so excited to try out myself. Now, we have spawned in probably the worst possible biome, but thankfully we're already out of it. Look at that. Already off the bat we have mangrove, oak, birch, and spruce. That is insane. Now I'm going to go ahead and just do the normal stuff that I would do to start with in Minecraft because I don't know any better. And if I'm not mistaken, we should have the timber mod. Yes, we do. Oh my goodness. There's no way I am going back to using no timber mod after playing Hightail for 2 months. Oh my goodness. But I'm just gonna pretty much use this entire wooden axe to get myself a bunch of wood because of how easy it is to chop these down. But now I can go ahead, create a wooden pickaxe, and I'm pretty sure this andesite is extremely valuable in this mod. Now I have done a little bit of research to figure out exactly what I need to be trying to get, and I've learned that andesite and iron is the most important thing, and I'm gonna need a lot of it. But look at this, we have a custom biome generation. I believe it is Terralith, so we have some very unique looking landscapes. I'm so excited to explore and see what we can find, but I can already see a village, which is perfect. I'm gonna go over and see if they've got anything that I can steal. I'm really hoping for some food as a priority. What is this? Lead ore. I need a stone pickaxe to mine that. And we have some zinc. Okay, so there's a bunch of different ores in this game. Very exciting. I really need to figure out what they do. We're gonna grab this blast furnace though. Oh, and we've got hay bales. Oh my goodness, that is huge. Our food situation, at least for the start, is definitely sorted now. I will not have to worry about getting any food. Oh, Mr. Iron Golem, I will let you live. And it seems that after pillaging the village, we got 35 hay bales, which I can pretty much straight away turn into a huge amount of bread, but I'm only going to make a stack for now because that wheat may come in handy later. Because not only am I using mods that I've never tried before, I'm also challenging myself to build in a completely different style. So obviously the very first goal is to get a starter base as well as get our food situation sorted. Now I know there are farms that I can try and set up for wheat. However, I do love farming, so I want to make sure that I still have nice beautiful crop fields in this world. So for the very first create mod machine, we are going to create an iron farm, except we're not going to be abusing iron golems today. We're going to be using machines. But the very first priority is going to be setting up a nice farm, and as you can see, there are roof blocks. That's right, I cannot go back to not using roof blocks after playing Hightail for so long. Mojang's not going to do it, so I found a mod to do it instead. And oh my goodness, we're already almost through the first day. That is not good. But it looks like we're getting industrial hemp seeds and regular seeds from breaking this. I don't quite know what industrial hemp seeds are. Maybe that's a new crop that I can try and make. That would be cool. But I'm going to pinch this bed because I definitely am not in a position to be surviving the night right now. But I'm just going to try and grab a bunch of this grass so I can get a decent amount of seeds set up and pretty much just set up a very nice, easy and effective wheat farm the good old-fashioned way. What is that? Where did he go? Come back, mate. That is an otter. Oh my goodness, there's otters in this one. That's awesome. Don't quite know what it is, but he's a cute fella. I've forgotten just how fast the day goes by in Minecraft. 10 minutes is such a short amount of time after having 30-minute days for so long. But we've got 22 wheat seeds, 24 industrial hemp seeds, whatever that means. And this is a look at our current area. Obviously, we need to quickly sleep because like I said, I'm not in no position to be fighting anything, but I don't want to move too far away from this village. And to be honest, this little island here looks like the perfect place to set up camp. So why not go ahead and make this our very first area, which conveniently for us is located right next to this bustling village. So I'll be able to steal the residents if I need them in the future. And what is this? Wild strawberries. Okay, and you can make strawberry seeds. Holy camole, that is insane. That is what I like to see. We got some coal. I might as well grab some of this. Don't quite know if I need it in create mod, but I still get it anyway. There's only 3, whatever. Now over here, does this not just look like the perfect place to set up camp? I think so. So I'm gonna make sure that I set the base up probably like right in the middle. So zooming out, we can see it's a very big area, so we can definitely expand upon this and potentially use this river as a way to get around. I have no idea where it leads, but it seems like it just comes around this little island here, then goes back the same way. So that's really cool. But as a priority, let's go ahead and clear up some of this grass here. Place down our bed, a furnace, and the crafting table. Then I'm gonna make up a stone pickaxe and a stone hoe. Then head down to the river over here and start placing in some farmland. Of course, getting down all of the seeds that we just collected. And that is what industrial hemp looks like. I have no idea what I'm gonna use it for, but it seems pretty easy to get, so it could potentially be very useful. If not, I guess we just have another aesthetic farm. Hopefully it looks good when it grows, especially if it's not really that useful. And if we're looking at the crops now, it's only been like a minute, but the industrial hemp seems to be growing very fast. But seriously, no idea what that is used for right now. But it's time to get Minecraft in. There's a few things that I need, but most of it is iron, andesite, and gold. So if we are going to make the iron farm machine, I think the only way to really do that is to start this off by doing normal Minecraft things, like grabbing some coal. I believe I also need zinc, but to mine this, I need an iron pickaxe. Do I need lead? I don't think so, but I might as well grab it. We have some copper here. I don't quite know if I need any of this stuff, but I am definitely going to be grabbing it just in case. You never know when this stuff is going to become handy. And more lead. And I can see already a bunch of ores that I have no idea what they are. But that creeper looks scary. Don't know why he looks like that. A little bit strange. I don't quite know if it's going to be super safe for me to come down here. I mean, I don't have any armor at all. The last thing I want is to be getting into a fight, to be completely honest. I mean, I don't even really have... Oh, why is he running like that? Okay, no thank you. No thank you. Oh, he's coming. He's coming. Oh my goodness. Brother. Okay, this is... I don't know what that is, but I'm not fighting him without a weapon. No way. Why is he running like that? And how is it almost the end of day 2? What the heck? But not to worry. We have an axe now, so I might as well take this guy over here out. Except he's... Oh no, there he is. I thought he disappeared for a second. Why has he got strength 3? Okay, do not get hit by this guy. What the heck? And he dropped a backpack. So how do I access the backpack? I don't know how to use this backpack, but it does look pretty cool. Very nice. Thank you, Mr. Zombie. But oh my goodness, I have got to get used to the 10-minute day cycle. I feel like there's not enough time to really do anything, but we'll sleep the night away. And I did notice there's a mountain over here, so I think we should embark on a journey to hopefully find some iron up in the mountaintops, because generally there is more iron the higher you go, especially when there's a large mountain. I definitely think that's the safer option rather than trying to voyage down into the depth, which I'm severely underprepared for right now. And it seems as though this mountain doesn't have any, so it's probably not tall enough, but if that isn't, then oh my goodness, that mountain will definitely be tall enough. Look at that. That is gigantic. And what exactly is this? Osmium. Osmium ore. Okay, someone's definitely gonna clown on me for saying that wrong. Iron. Yes, let's go. Oh, and it is a vein of 5. Not too bad for the very first vein. While there's a bit of coal here, I might as well grab some more, but there's not a huge amount, only a tiny bit. I mean, there's more coal here, but I can't really be wasting my time. I definitely need to try and find some more iron. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I just fell twice. Okay, let's not do that again. Oh, another... Oh, dude, look at that terrain generation. What the heck? That is incredible. Oh my goodness, we are definitely going to be doing something with that in the future. Is that not just remarkable? Like, just have a look at that and look at all the iron on the side of that mountain. There is so much. And it looks like there's also some here. So definitely a good decision to head up into the mountaintops. Much, much safer than venturing down below. So I guess I'm just going to try and get as much iron as I can because I still need some gold, which is going to force me to either go to the Nether or venture very deep down into the caves. Dude, look at all of that iron. Oh my goodness, I need to grab all of that. And then I think we should be sweet. We already have 21. We still have half the day remaining, so I feel pretty confident that I'm going to be able to get all of this iron over here and then head back to the base before it even reaches nighttime. And these veins over here are gigantic, and it's pretty much all the way up the side of this mountain here. And we're about to have a whole stack of iron already. This was definitely the best idea for us to start because it has been very safe, and we have over a stack of iron after this vein, which I am almost certain is definitely going to be enough and should make it so we never really have to mine iron again, because after we smelt all of this, all I need to do is pretty much grab 2 golden ingots and I should be able to create the very first automatic iron farm. And then I should be able to pretty much create the very first automatic iron machine. And once we have that going, it's not going to be super fast, but if we have it going while we build up our starter base, even if it's only generating a little bit, over time it's gonna generate a lot. And if we spend a lot of time building anyway, and our machine is going in the background, it's pretty much just free iron from then on. Now, thankfully, because of how much I did grab, I can also already get a full set of iron armor and a shield, which is going to save us a lot of headache. But of course, we are back at the base just before the sun sets. Impeccable timing, might I say. Let's go ahead and start smelting up our iron, and I guess we'll create our very first chest, a spruce chest. Beautiful. And we'll just dump everything in here that we don't necessarily need right now. Now, of course, the very first thing I'm gonna make is an iron pickaxe, because I would love to see if I can go down into the mines and try and get some diamond. Using this iron, I'm also gonna quickly craft up a shield for that extra protection and just slowly get some armor. I don't think I need this backpack right now, so I'm just gonna chuck this in here. And once we have a full set of iron armor, I think it'll be time to head down into the mine. I'm also gonna quickly craft up a torch just so that when we hold it, we can see a little bit better. Now we have full iron armor, so let's head over to the cave system. I ran past a very large opening on the way back from the mountains, which is way over here. Just here, look at this. This thing is huge. So almost certainly we'll be able to head down all the way to a level deep enough to be able to grab ourselves not only diamond, but most importantly, some gold. So let's make our way down, and fingers crossed we can get both of those things without too many problems. I'm not quite sure if there are custom mobs in this mod pack. I'm really hoping there isn't. Oh, we just got 5 emeralds from that. That is amazing. Oh, these guys got some reach on them. Easy peasy. Dude, there's zombies everywhere. Come on, mate. Oh, there's some gold. Beautiful. Don't mind grabbing a little bit more extra iron while I'm down here. Nope, that's not gold. That is sulfur. I was scammed. Y'all probably laughing at me right now. What is this? Nickel. I have no idea what I'm going to use this for, but oh, he just dropped iron. Thank you. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm going to use nickel for, but I might as well grab it just in case. Oh, we have silver as well. Dude, there are so many different types of ore, and a lot of them do look very similar. So it's going to be very difficult trying to find this stuff, I think, when I actually need a specific item. So while I'm down here, I do think it is definitely important to try and grab whatever I see, which I think could become a little bit useful in the future. And why is this one green? I feel like every time I find nickel ore, it's always a different color. That is weird. There was just an explosion. Why? Wait, why does this creeper low-key look like he's stone? What the heck? Is this like a special custom creeper? Goodness me. We got lapis. I might as well grab some of this if I ever want to do some enchanting. There's so many ores, it's a little bit overwhelming because I really don't know what I need to grab or what is kind of useless, but I do know emerald. Oh no, this is uranium. Okay, another new item. Oh my goodness, got scammed again. I thought it was emerald. What about these? Bones and a bat. Okay. But gold. Yes, I need 2 of these. And look at that. We already have it. So technically, I have everything I need to create the auto iron machine. But considering we are already this deep, I might as well try and see if I can find diamond. Hopefully I don't get scammed by a blue ore that I think is diamond that ends up being some strange ore that I've never heard of in my life. But it doesn't seem to be anywhere nearby. Gonna avoid that skeleton. Gonna run over here. Dude, there are ores absolutely everywhere. I'm gonna grab some more gold because I think it could be important, and it really doesn't seem like there's diamond anywhere. Why has he got an enchanted shovel? Oh goodness, that hurt. Jeez, dude. Oh my goodness, there's a trio. I'm getting squatted right now. All right, anyway, get out of here, mate. Any diamonds for me? There's a bunch of andesite. Oh my goodness, definitely getting a screenshot of those coordinates. Why is his bow so big? Bro has a massive bow. Genetics, I guess. Lucky fella. Okay. You can see there is a ton of ores here, but no diamond. So I'm feeling a little bit disappointed. What is this? Is this a mine shaft? Why is... Oh, shiver me timbers, mate. Come on, brother. It's not nice to jump on a fella like that, all right? Anyway, why is this mine shaft covered in leaves? This is not normal. Get out of here, Mr. Zombie. Got a TNT minecart. Thank you. Okay, you know what? I don't need to be here. I have everything I need. I'm not risking it. Yeah, they're shooting themselves. Good. I'm really disappointed in this cave. Not a single diamond to be found. Not one. How bizarre. I do need this andesite, so I might as well grab some of it while I'm down here. But I think once I grab about a stack, I'm going to get out of here. I'm just going to dig straight up. And fingers crossed it isn't nighttime. I've definitely been down here for a long time, so... we could be in a bit of a predicament when we reach the surface, but we'll have to find out. Might as well grab this gold while I'm here. Why not? And boom, we have a stack of andesite. So that should definitely be more than enough. So it's time for me to build myself out of this massive cave. My goodness, there is an unbelievable amount of andesite here. I'm just going to build like a staircase because I don't really want to be placing this andesite down, because from what I've heard, andesite is extremely valuable in the create mod. So definitely don't want to, you know, let this opportunity go to waste. Oh, I hear mobs. I think we're going to be in a bit of trouble, aren't we? Okay, definitely a dangerous way to get up, so I don't really want to risk it. Just going to keep digging my way out. And are we at the surface? Please be the surface. Oh, we are, but it is nighttime and I have no idea where my base is. I'm pretty sure it's this way. I'm almost certain because we have the mangrove swamp over here. So that could be the island right there. Ooh, I'm pretty sure I need 1 leather. So I might as well take out this cow while I can see them. There's a bunch of them right here. Hey mate, thank you for your leather. And I truly believe that is everything that we need. And we are right back at our nice little island over here, so we can sleep the night away. And now that it is day once again, I'm going to quickly create a mangrove boat because there is one more item that I require, which is kelp for some reason. In order to make an andesite funnel, I require some dried kelp. So I guess the best way to find that is to just head out in the boat and look down until I find some, which I don't think we're going to find until I reach a ocean. So I guess we're going to be going for a while. Wow, look at those trees over there. That is beautiful, man. Oh my goodness. Oh, and we're going into the mangrove swamp. Let's not go that way. There was another way I could go, so I think I'm going to go that way instead, because the mangrove swamp is not something I want to be rowing my boat through. Oh, look, another village. And this one has like brick roofs. Oh, that is awesome. Very nice indeed. Dude, look at this. Oh, and there's kelp. Okay, amazing. Now, are these brick stairs or are these regular brick? Okay, they look like brick stairs, unfortunately. But a very nice looking village indeed, and they are big trees right there. Oh my goodness. This area is beautiful. But we are exactly where we need to be. I just need to grab some of this kelp, and now I can head all the way back and craft up everything that I require to build the iron machine. And we are already back home. Just look at those mountains way off in the distance. They look incredible. I love this terrain generation. That is amazing. Oh my goodness. But it looks like we have our very first industrial hemp plant grown, and it kind of looks like a bush. I don't know if I love the look of that. Our wheat, however, is growing extremely slow. this is what I need. I certainly need the wheat more than anything. So it's very sad to see. But all of our iron is smelted. We have 42. I am going to need to expand my chest real quick so I can store everything. And can I smelt kelp in here? I don't think I can. No. I need to quickly grab 3 more cobblestone to craft a regular furnace so that I can smelt up the kelp. I only need 1. I also need to smelt up this gold. I'm also going to need a mechanical press, which requires andesite alloy, a stripped log, and turn that into an andesite casing. Then I need some shafts and an iron block, combining it all together to make a mechanical press. I also need a hand crank, and then I believe if I create a little contraption right here, like this, put the hand crank on the front, this should go down, right? Yes, there we go, beautiful. And that gives us the gold plate, or the golden sheet. And now I can go ahead and create the brown toolbox, which requires a cogwheel, a chest, 2 golden sheets, and leather to make the brown toolbox, which is the very first item we need in our list. Now I do need some zinc, but I'm pretty sure it's over here, right? Is it this? Yes, it is. Beautiful. Now I definitely need more than that. Oop, there's some more down here. Beautiful. Thankfully this stuff is not too hard to find apparently. We do have 14. I do believe that might actually be enough, so we'll quickly smelt it up. And I do need to make a stone cutter real quick, so we'll quickly get that done. Chuck it in there. Then with the zinc I can create the copycat panel, which I need 16 of. I need 2 andesite funnels. I need an encased fan, so let's make some of these, which is very easy, just like this. I need 6 encased chain drives, and I'm sure you can see already just how much iron and andesite we're already using. But there we go. We have 6 encased drives. I need 3 cogwheels. I also need 4 large, just like that. I need a millstone. I need a large water wheel. Once again, I'm back at this press because I need 2 more of the iron sheet so that I can make a chute. I need a mechanical drill. Man, look how much of this stuff I have gone through. This is crazy. I only have 15 iron remaining. I will need a bucket as well, but I think that is everything that I need. So I'm going to go ahead and build this machine using all of these items that I've just crafted. You guys don't want to see the headache that I'm about to go through, so instead enjoy this beautiful time lapse. The link to the tutorial will be in the description if you want to build this yourself. I hope that was cool. I just got some lava from this volcano, which you could see from our base, which is just over here. You can see these are the trees on our little island. So I saw this massive volcano. I just wanted to show you exactly where I got the lava from. There's tons of it over here. And now back at our base, you can see the volcano just there. But to finish this, I'm pretty sure all I need to do is place in this lava right here, and fingers crossed this works. It looks like the generator is working. It's breaking this cobblestone. It should be going down into here, doing whatever it does, turning into gravel, I think. And then it should somehow end up in here. Okay, so for some reason, it's not going into this. Okay, there we go. Now it's working. I must have done something wrong. Now I must be missing something because I'm only getting gravel. I'm not quite sure why. I've just set up the filter so then only iron nuggets and flint should go in there, but I'm not quite sure what I'm missing. Okay, give me 1 second and I'll try and figure this out. And I figured it out. I was just missing some water. So now apparently the water will hit the gravel when it sits there, and because of the filter, it's just going to wait there until it turns into either flint or iron nugget. Not sure if the flint is going to have much use to us. Maybe. I have no idea. I mean, apparently you can craft quite a few things with flint. A revolver hammer, whatever that means. And it does look like there is a ton of recipes. Even a block of flint, which seems pretty cool. In fact, we could probably craft that now just to see what it looks like. Kind of just looks like a coal block. I like that. I could definitely use this 100%. Now, can I create Is there other things I can create with this stuff? What else can I make with a block of flint? Okay, it doesn't seem like I can create anything else. But that is a really cool decorative block, which I'm 100% going to be using. Maybe even for a road. I think that looks amazing. Holy camoli, that's going to be incredible. But now this little iron farm is going to be running forever, making us a very small amount of iron, like incredibly small. But at least we're gonna have some, right? None of this makes sense to me at the minute, at least the process of turning the gravel into iron. I don't know how that works or why that works, but I think it's cool that I can create pretty much unlimited cobblestone because I do enjoy using stone in my builds. So I think I might try and craft my own machine in the future for getting a bunch of cobblestone. But this is an awesome build. Definitely check it out. Link will be down in the description below. Now, while this is incredibly slow, we've only got 12 iron nuggets right now, which is 1 iron ingot. And I guess considering how much iron it took to make this, I didn't even know how much it took. All I know is I only have 9 left. We had over a stack. I mean, I did make full iron armor, an iron pickaxe, and an iron axe. But I think it's at least 20 something iron to make this thing. So we might break even in like 2 or 3 hours. It's gonna take some time. But now that that's done, it's time to start working on our starter base, which I want to use a completely different design to anything I've ever done. I have only ever really built in a medieval style, so I want to shake it up and try something completely different, and you guys are going to witness that today. Now, because we have this massive biome over here, the mangrove swamp, with an absolute metric ton of mud, I want to use packed mud and mud brick for the base, at least the main part of the base. So I guess let's go ahead, make a bunch of iron shovels because I couldn't find any diamonds. I might make 4 because that gives us 1,000. I hope 1,000 would be enough. It does also mean I'm going to have to harvest a bunch of this wheat, and apparently we get industrial hemp fiber from these. I have no idea what that is or if it's even going to be useful to me, but I don't think so. So for now, we're not going to be planting anymore. I'm just going to be planting the wheat because I know for sure I'm going to be needing a ton of this stuff. So as a priority, I'm going to make sure to keep this wheat farm growing as much as I can and expanding it all the way around the entire island because I'm definitely going to need a lot. I guess I can also dig it down a little bit just around the edge to give a little bit more space for more crop, something like this, but for the most part it's going to be just a waiting game. In the meantime, I'm going to head over into the mangrove swamp and grab as much mud as I can. Thankfully there is a ton of it in this area, so I guess I just have to painstakingly remove as much of this as I can while trying to avoid getting into the water because the water is extremely annoying. I really don't want to be dealing with that right now, but because of how difficult it is to get a time lapse of something like this, especially in a mangrove swamp, I'll see you back at the base once I have all 4 of these shovels completely destroyed and a ton of this mud in my inventory. Also, really quick, if you want to play Minecraft with a friendly community and build beautiful builds without being raided, then my SMP is the best place to do that. There's a bunch of custom powerful tools you unlock while playing. You can level up through a custom set of ranks I've created, join towns, build your own, and so much more cool stuff that I have personally created myself. You can join on Java and Bedrock on version 1.21 or higher, so if you're keen, join the Discord in the description or use the IP down there to join. Anyway, where were we? And now we are back, and let's have a look at how much iron we have. 64 iron nuggets. Okay, that's not as bad as I was expecting. Now, we're still definitely at a loss here, but at least we just got oh my goodness, I did not see him. Oh, that would have been horrible. Oh my goodness. Very lucky that I was able to see him in time. But we have 7 iron ingots now, so we are getting a little bit more just by simply being around this area. Now, while there was only 64 in there, I don't know if this was loaded when I was all the way over there. Man, I just can't get over how big and beautiful those mountains are. Absolutely impeccable, my friend. We are getting a lot of flint though. Look at that, 100. Pretty sure these can store up to 256 items per slot, so we should be good for a while. Now, we do have a bunch of mud, but obviously I need to turn it into packed mud and mud brick, which doesn't look like we're gonna be able to do that. at least not for a while. The most that I can do is 22, unless I have some in here. Oh, I do. I have a bunch. Okay, that is definitely very nice to see. So we can create quite a bit more. Now I think I'm going to be predominantly using the mud brick, but I'm curious, what can I craft with these? Packed mud creates a bunch of different blocks because of the chipped mod, so we have a lot to work with. We have polished packed mud, we have hacked mud bricks, I'm pretty sure, like many different types, and there's even polished cut packed mud stairs, which doesn't look too bad at all. So plenty of options, and same with the mud bricks. I'm not sure if these are different. They might be. We've even got mud brick railing gate, a weave paving, whatever that means, a wall, a floor path. There's so many cool things in here. Of course, we have the roof tiles. Now, because of the shape of the land here, I don't want the house on this level. I want to bring it down one more so it's a little bit closer to the water level because, like I said, we're not building medieval. We're building more of like an industrial, I think. Definitely medieval vibes will be present because, I mean, I can't not build medieval because that's all I've ever done. But I definitely think I want to bring this land down just a little bit, just to make it a little bit easier to connect to the water. So I'm just going to lower pretty much all of this land here. And for the shape of the building, I want to go extremely different to what I usually do. And I think to be able to force myself, I'm just going to create the weirdest shape that I possibly can. And I guess I just got to figure out how to make it work. Now I'm pretty sure eventually I can use this dirt to create some other things. So I want to make sure that I collect it just in case I do need it. But we've only dug a small portion of this area and the shovel is already well past halfway, so I'm definitely going to need to make a couple more just to fix up the rest of this area. I want this build to be like snug up against this, so then I can add this somehow to the building. I have no idea how I'm going to do it just yet, but I'm sure we'll be able to figure it out. Thankfully, the iron farm isn't really that big. Now I can turn this into string. I found out if I just put 3 of them, so that'll save us a bit of space, plus give us a bunch of string. I also found a big slime while I was in the mangrove swamp. I had no idea they could spawn there, but I guess we got lucky because I do believe I am going to need that slime in the future to create like a glue or something for when I want to make moving machines. So it's definitely nice to have that secured already. Already onto our second shovel, and let's just double check how much we've got. Okay, we got 14. 14 iron nugget. That is depressing. Very, very depressing. I didn't know it was going to be that slow. I knew it was slow, but that is yeah, that's a bit sad. But that's fine. It's, you know, a starter farm. It'll definitely get us off the ground, and eventually I'm sure we can try and make better ones. But I don't really know how to do that right now. So to begin, I finished lowering the land to ensure the build would sit nicely. I gave plenty of space for a unique design, leaving a small section for the iron machine. I then laid down a plan for the size and shape of the building, added many different shapes and sections, and then began raising up the walls to create the very first level. I then decided to search for some clay so I could begin smelting up some bricks to use for the roof of the build, which I thought would contrast nicely with the mud brick. I set up a small smelting area, and while the bricks were smelting, I planned the shape for the second floor of the build as well as the plan for a small tower above that. I was becoming a little bit worried about the shape, so I decided to head back down to try and create a better shape. I started by adding in some brick roofs, which really helped, and then added in some windows, stairs, and walls to try and create some more depth. I also made sure to start adding in some texture by using some cut packed mud. Alright, that took a whole lot longer than it should have, which I guess is probably mostly down to this being a completely different style build. I'm sure you can tell this looks nothing like anything that I've ever built. It is completely different, and I'm really hoping this becomes a trust the process moment, but I don't really know if it's going to be. Obviously, I've been just trying to harvest this wheat as much as I possibly can, and the farm is very large now, so we're starting to really get a lot of it, which is fantastic because it means I've been able to slowly keep expanding the build, because I was waiting a lot on just being able to get more packed mud, but with the size of this wheat farm now, it's not so much of a problem. But it is kind of starting to look decent. I know for sure I'm probably going to have to add a third level because I just feel like it looks a little bit off. Seeing it from up here, it does look decent, okay, but certainly a lot more I need to get done. Now you can see I've added some cut packed mud in here, and if I quickly make a little bit more, this stuff makes a massive difference in terms of just adding so much more detail to the build simply by replacing some of these mud brick with this cut packed mud, just completely random. It does look very flat with just mud bricks, but once you get some of these in here, it does change the build a lot, and I think it makes a massive difference. Now as you can see, if I break this, you can see there's an empty block there. I'm really trying to minimize how many blocks I'm using, especially with the mud brick, so wherever I can possibly reduce how many mud bricks I've used and try and pinch a few back. For example, through here I'm gonna lay in some stairs just like this, so I remove the mud bricks behind it because you can't see them anyway. And I'm probably going to do the same thing here. Let me just remove some of these. So obviously I remove those blocks and I add these in just because I really don't have the blocks to be going around right now. I need to make sure I save as much as I can. I do not want to be wasting them. You can see I've got a bunch of bricks cooking up as well. Building this build so far has been the biggest struggle. It's definitely been fun, but yeah, it's been a huge struggle just trying to get it looking good, but we're definitely making some headway. I think the best thing I could do is get that third floor done. Once that third floor is in, I think the entire build is going to have some proper shape, and we'll be able to see exactly how it's going to come together, at least in its final stages. Then it's just a process of adding in all the extra details, which I think is going to be the final cherry on top, and fingers crossed it all comes together in a nice beautiful bow, but we're going to have to find out, I guess. So let me go ahead and do the third floor, maybe try and add in a couple more details here and there, and we'll see how this is looking when I give it probably another hour or two worth of work, and I guess see what I can create from what we've got now. And this is what we're looking like now. It's not the best. I definitely think it looks very strange, but there's still a lot that I can do to try and bring it back. I think we can still salvage this, but it is going to take a whole lot of work. Now, obviously, there's some really weird spots. You can see this looks strange, and so does the tower. I'm thinking of using a bunch of my andesite, which I know is definitely not the best thing to use this stuff on. This will make 23, and because it's like a very nice gray, I could like make it look like there's some things coming out of the building, like pipes, something like that. I know right now it probably looks really weird. Wait, there's a cut andesite wall. That might even look better. Hold on a minute. Okay, it is very similar. Maybe I can like do a texture of them both. Okay, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. I do need to go ahead and make another pickaxe because my last one just broke, but I think that looks okay. And consider there are no other details in there right now, and it's the only one, so it's probably a bit out of place. But we could always like add them in, sticking out of the walls here and there, maybe even some over here. I can add like a few of these just sticking out here. Once again, just mixing it up between the andesite and the cut andesite walls, something like that. And you know, that's going to help quite a lot, I reckon. I definitely think adding in some more walls and definitely some more stairs for the mud bricks, I think this could help. Over here seems a little bit flat, so we could just go ahead and smack some of these in just like this. In the corner here, I can fill this in, not with that. Hold on a minute. I can fill this in with the mud brick walls just to give it a little bit more shape. In these walls, I can go ahead and, you know, replace some of the mud brick with stairs to make it seem like maybe there's some bricks missing. And just in general, trying to texture these walls a little bit, because this wall right here is very flat. And if we just have the mud bricks there, it's going to seem very boring. So in order to change that without changing the shape and design or just, you know, sticking things on, we can just change the blocks, and that's going to make it a little bit more interesting to look at. And I think doing this throughout is certainly going to help make this build look a lot better. I mean, just look at how that has already changed with some very minor detail. This section here to me seems a little bit weird. Maybe we just chuck in some stairs there. I don't know, to me that looks better. Another thing that we can do is we can probably try and get some spruce trapdoors in. So I'll make a bunch of these, and can I maybe put these above those stairs there? Just here? I think that makes that section seem a little bit nicer. I can also chuck these just on the inside here, add a little bit of depth to this little window. I think that's a window. We could even go as far as getting some oak trapdoors. So let me make some of those nice and easy. Thankfully, we do already have the oak logs ready to go, but I could chuck these in, maybe one right here. And I guess just in spaces that feel very flat and boring. I know these are all very minor details right now, but we're still going to continue adding more. Now, something I think that can add a ton of detail, especially with the current color scheme we have going on, is some leaves. So let's check on our iron farm and see what's going on. 237 iron nuggets. That is what I'm talking about. Now we're starting to generate some iron. I mean, I have spent probably 3 or 4 hours now just going crazy on this stuff, trying to make it look better. So we're not making much iron, but I mean, we didn't have to go and mine for this stuff. I'm almost certain now we have more iron than it cost to make that farm. So we're definitely in the positive now. But we're going to come over here and I'm going to grab some oak leaves. I mean, these trees are very tall, but I can reach it, fortunately. I don't think I need many. And while I'm here, I want to try and grab some mangrove logs. Can I break this one here? Yes, I can. Beautiful. And that used pretty much all of my iron axe. That's not the best, but I do have 12 mangrove logs. Now, what I want to do with this, oh my goodness, the building looks so weird. Why does that look so strange? This has to be one of the weirdest buildings I've ever made. This just looks like a bunch of shapes smashed together. Literally just hoping for the best. Goodness me. I don't think this is turning out to be a trust the process moment. This is turning out to be a what the heck is that moment. But let me grab these mangrove trapdoors because I want to try and use these for the windows here, just to add a slightly different color in, while still maintaining a very similar color palette, because they're like a reddy purple. So I think it works well with the brick, but because there's literally no color in here, I can just go through and add in some leaves. And while it might not be much, this color is what's going to help bring this whole thing to life. Just a little bit of vegetation around. I'd even love to get some like stone buttons in here. Hold on, look at all the different types of gravel you can make in a stone cutter. Rough gravel, sandy gravel, sifted gravel. Man, this is really cool. But what I have to do, oh, I need to fix that spot up there, which I think I can just use some of these, right? Some mud brick stairs and walls, and that's going to fix that right up. Fortunately, I have a way to get up here now, but we can easily just chuck them in. And I mean, it looks fine. Very easy way to add some detail. Even maybe chuck something like that in. Nice. Very, very nice. Just ignore the interior. Right now, the interior is a bit of a mess. By a bit of a mess, I mean, it's pretty cooked. It is unbelievably bad. Maybe I can chuck some of these in here as well. Bang, bang, bang. Definitely need to fix that. That area there seems weird to me right now. But I'm going to pretty much go through and keep doing little details like that. Try and get the entire thing looking better. I'm really hoping the details is what's going to save this thing, because right now I'm not feeling too confident about it all. So let's see how we can fix this up and see if we can get a nice looking final product. I'll see you guys in a second. And now this is what it's looking like. One of the replays didn't work for some reason, but I pretty much just added some chains. I accidentally found out that this mod has connective chains, so you can connect it to like a wall and then connect it to another wall. Okay, how do I stop this connecting to me? Oh my goodness. Do I have to break this? Okay, there we go. But yeah, you can connect chains to 2 walls, so you can see I connected this one to that one. I think it looks a little bit more interesting. Look, the sun's not in the best place for it right now, but honestly, I think it looks okay. It's definitely out of place. Like, this does not belong here. at all. So I think potentially once we add some more buildings in and around this area, it might feel a little bit more like it belongs, but right now it definitely doesn't. But look at how much flint we have. Oh my goodness. Basically unlimited free flint, and we got a little bit more iron. But what I'm going to do is come over into here, craft all of this into blocks of flint and some iron ingots, and I guess we can just create a quick little path out of here. I really like how this looks. It's very unique for the path. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it, but I think it's okay, at least for now. Oh my goodness, what was that? Why did that catch on fire? What the heck? Does this catch on fire? Or did I just do something weird? I have no idea what just happened. I am completely flabbergasted right now. For some reason, that just caught on fire, and I have no idea. Again, oh my goodness, I don't quite know if I should be using this block as a road. I don't think that's normal. Oh my goodness, so when you run on it, it catches on fire. Oh wait, I'm gonna die. Holy camoli. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I can't use a block of flint because apparently you catch on fire when you walk on it. And obviously when you're trying to make a road, that is not optimal. It's only when you sprint. Okay, so that's why I didn't catch on fire before. Oh my goodness. So you sprint on it and it catches on fire. That is interesting. I just realized that if I right click, it automatically harvests it and replants it straight away for me. So that's kind of nice. I've been punching the crops the entire time, not realizing that I can just hold right click. Okay, definitely happy with that. Now, considering this is a more industrial style building and the plan is to try and build in that style more often, at least predominantly in this world, obviously it's not going to make much sense to have this farm wrap around the island or have massive farms everywhere. So as I expand my colony and make more buildings, the farm will get pushed away. So yes, the farm is here now, but that's because there's only one building here. When I make the next expansion, adding in a brand new factory or whatever it is that we build next, obviously I'm going to be looking to the comments to see what you guys think I should build next, because honestly, I have no idea. I don't know what the next most logical step is, but of course I want it to feel like the world is evolving as we make our way through this game. And obviously when you start a civilization, the farms are going to be close to whatever's here, and this is all we've got, so the farms are very close. But as we build more and expand, the farms are going to get pushed out further and further, because I guess technically you can consider this area right here rural. It's very close to where we are. I mean, this build is technically rural, but look at that with the sun on it. It's definitely very different to what I've ever built before. And maybe if I tried to not be so crazy with the shapes and everything, it could look better, but I don't think it's horrible. I don't know how much sense it makes, but I'm sure we can try and fix it over time by making a couple changes here or there. And like I said, when we have other buildings in here as well, it's going to look better. But it's really weird that you can walk on here, but you can't sprint. Like if I sprint across, boom, fire. But if I walk, it's fine. Definitely something you would want around a pool, but not for normal walking around. So that's kind of sad. I really like the look of this block too. I don't know what the point of it is, if that's the case. If anyone knows, please let me know, because yeah, this was such a good looking block. I'm sure I can use it in like a build somehow, but you just can't run on it, so that's a bit sad. Just gonna make a bunch more wheat real quick. I'm sure we could use a type of gravel. What if we used dusty? What does dusty gravel look like? Well, that's kind of nice. I like that. Let's make a bunch of dusty gravel and just fill this whole space in real quick. And we didn't have much, but I mean, it looks all right. I didn't mind that at all. Now that we have our starter base created, it's time to work on the next build and machine. Considering logs are a big part of machines and making different things in this game, I don't want to be harvesting it manually. So we're going to get machines to do that for us. But I'm not just making the same tree farm that you've seen before many times. Today, I plan to create an entire factory with a fully aesthetic machine line, which will generate us a bunch of logs. Now, this factory is going to be the very first factory that we've made in this world, and it's going to be right next to our starter base, or I guess whatever that is. Now, in order to do that, I am going to have to do a huge amount of excavation just to get the land prepared for the next stage. To start with, I'm pretty much just going to dig up to here just so we can work on the front of the building, because obviously the front is the most important. That's what people are going to be seeing, so it needs to look as good as possible. And I do have a decent idea of how I want this whole thing to come together. I just need to be able to put it together myself. So there are three main goals for this project. First of all, I need to build an aesthetic factory which is going to house our machines. Next up, I need to create a fully functioning assembly line, which will generate us any log that we need. And finally, I need to fix up the outside of this area, get it looking a lot better and more industrialized, so that both the factory and the building fit together perfectly. Of course, starting with the very first goal, creating the ultimate factory. This is going to be the first factory I've ever built, so I'm really hoping it comes out well. But I guess the only way to find out is to give it a go and see what we can come up with. So I started by terraforming a small area where I would create the front of the new warehouse, and then threw down some gravel and stone bricks to create a rough guide to start with. I used stone for the roof, but I didn't like it, so I went underground to gather some deep slate when I came across a cave filled with diamond. So I wasted no time and got to work collecting as much as I could find. I then came across an underground deposit of blackstone, which was bizarre for the overworld, but I figured it would look a lot better than the deep slate for the roof, so I grabbed some. When I was back at the base, I replaced the stone slabs with a mix of polished blackstone and blackstone bricks, which turned out really nice. And that brings us to where we are now. This thing is looking a little bit better, but I don't know if it's really going to be big enough, so we're just going to have to cross our fingers. And at the end of the day, if this warehouse doesn't work super well for the trees, eventually I can create a different one and repurpose this warehouse to something else. But as you can see, I now have a diamond pickaxe, as well as 25 diamonds. I got very lucky in the cave when I was just looking for the deep slate. So now we have diamond tools. We have a diamond shovel and a diamond pickaxe. However, in terms of storage, we're not looking too good. So let me go ahead and craft up another double chest and just drop everything in there for now. Now with this build, as you can see, I'm using some gravel. These are gravel bricks, and I think this is like smoky gravel or something. Let me just double check. If I break this, I can show you exactly what block it is. So if you put gravel into the stone cutter, you can craft, okay, dusty gravel. So I'm using the dusty gravel. I thought that would be very unique. I'm hoping it works well with the stone bricks. It's very, very close. I hope it's different enough to make it look okay. But obviously that means I am going to need a bunch of gravel to be able to finish this build off. So I am considering removing the water, because then I believe that stays as gravel. So if I grab my bucket, I'm almost certain it's the water that turns it into flint and iron nuggets. So if I just leave that like that, that should just stay gravel, and it looks like it does. However, I do need to adjust the toolbox, so let me drop this. So then now it's collecting the gravel. There we go. So we can start doing that. Let me actually make a couple more. There we go. Fingers crossed we can get a bunch of gravel just passively. I certainly think it's going to be worth me making like separate machines for everything eventually. But right now we're not in a position to be able to do that. And as you can see, where I was digging out the area, I ended up using a bit more space than I originally anticipated I was going to use. But it's not a problem. We can go ahead and dig this out a little bit. Another thing to note, we are on level 23 right now. So once we get a little bit closer to level 30, I think it's going to be time for me to start preparing to make an enchanting table, so we can potentially get some enchanted tools. I think that'll make everything a whole lot easier rather than waiting till later to do it. That's what I've been doing recently, and I feel like if this is going to be a more long-term world that I really expand upon, there's no reason for me to not try and get that done early. But now this gives us a decent amount of space on this side. We have a nice big open entrance, and we have enough space over here for an interesting project that I have an idea for. I'm not sure if you guys have seen before, but in this mod there are special vehicles that we can create. And right here is going to be a section where I can start building that. And I'm very excited to try that. In fact, I think that's the thing I'm most excited about in this mod, because I think that whole thing is extremely cool. But you guys are going to have to wait to see what that is. Feel free to check down in the comments. I'm sure some people have already figured out exactly what I'm going to be building there. But for now, I'm going to keep it a little bit of a secret. Now, in terms of the depth of this building, how far back I'm going to be going, I'm not entirely sure. I think I'm just going to wing it. I have been smelting a bit of stone in here, but I seem to have already taken it all. I didn't use it though. Here we go. So we've still got a little bit of stone bricks. So let me use stone bricks to try and figure out, the length of this. Let me just sleep. So using stone bricks, I can try to figure out the length of this. Let's go like 5 block gap in here. So that will be 1 compartment extra. So we definitely need to go at least 3. I think 3 is going to be a good amount of space. That should be 15 blocks, maybe even need to go 4. But that is going to be a very, very long warehouse. So I'm not entirely sure how good that's going to look. I don't even know really how much space I need. So I think to start with, what I want to do is I want to create the front face and the 2 side faces and just leave the back open so that we can create the tree farm inside, or the tree machine. And if I do need extra space, it's going to be a lot easier for me to expand just an extra section. So if I do that, I think that's the best. So for now, we'll just go 3. Now don't worry, I won't be flattening this entire island. It does get pretty tall up there, but I'll be doing some special terraforming and trying to make some like height adjustments and variations throughout the island so that it's not super boring. But for now, considering we haven't really got the resources to do much terraforming or big projects like that, we literally just have normal diamond tools. I think it's best to just wait and hold off on that until we're a little bit more situated, especially with all of our machines. I want to be generating a bunch of items before we start tackling big projects like that. But this is the space that I'm going to clear. It's a decent amount of space. I'm really hoping that this warehouse, this size that I've created here, will be enough. It brings us quite far beyond the shape or the size of this building. So I don't know if that's a bad thing. We'll have to find out. I guess all I have to do now is pretty much go through and flatten this entire section that I've just planned out here. So pretty much all the way through to this other side and flatten it all down. Not a huge project, but with regular diamond tools, it is going to be a little bit annoying, but we'll get through it all. But thankfully for you guys, you get to enjoy a little time lapse. So I'll see you guys when I'm finished this terraforming. And here we are, the area is now fully excavated out and I can begin working on building the rest of the build. Now I have 22 stone bricks, which might not be enough, but I'm pretty sure I've got a bunch smelting. Got 24, that's, you know what, that's going to be pretty much perfect. I've got a bit extra too, just in case. So we got 46 stone bricks, 48 stone, and how much have we got with the gravel? Oh my goodness, we've got so much. Look at this. Look how many stacks of gravel we've already got in that time. I'm very excited to start building more of these machines and just see how many items and resources we're just going to generate for nothing. I've never really ever played Minecraft using auto farms to generate my stuff. I've only ever harvested things normally. If you've watched my hardcore series, you know that's exactly how I play that. One of the rules is no auto farms. So this is very different to anything I've done normally. So I'm kind of a little bit excited to start doing this because this isn't only just auto farms, you know, this is like beyond that. This is as crazy as you can get with that stuff. You can create some really cool stuff. But I'm pretty much just going to go through, and as you can see, I've made both the dusty gravel and the gravel bricks and randomly placed this stuff in, pretty much reaching up to that level up there, which is here. Now, I do think I need some windows in here, so let's probably just do that now. Unfortunately, the dusty gravel does fall, so I got to be careful with that. But if I go like a 3-block gap with something like that, I reckon that's going to be pretty bang on. Something like this, you know, it's nothing crazy, all right? It's very basic, probably as basic as we really could be, but I don't think that's really an issue as long as it looks good, right? That's the main idea. And we haven't really added much to this just yet. This is all... What the heck? What just happened? Wait, if you drop down on gravel bricks, do they disappear? Is that what just happened? Hold on a second. Let's test this out. If I jump like this... Oh my goodness. I did not know that. Okay, so if you drop down from a distance on the gravel bricks, they just disappear. Okay, that's good to know. What about the normal gravel? Okay, no, normal gravel is fine, but yeah, don't fall on the gravel bricks because they'll just vanish. Wasn't expecting that. Now, someone in the comments of the last video said that it's the iron boots that causes the flint to ignite, which makes a lot of sense. When you run on the flint blocks with iron boots, I guess that just becomes like a big pair of flint and steel. So that makes a lot of sense to me. So in the future we might... Oh my goodness, I gotta stop dropping down on the gravel bricks. That's so annoying. In the future, definitely have to revisit using the flint blocks for some kind of a pathway or just whatever I can think of, I guess. But we are definitely going to be having enough to be able to finish this section Oops, I accidentally used stone bricks. Oh my goodness. There we go. That's fixed. But there we go. That's both walls up. I'm not entirely sure if I do need to add another section. If I do, we're only going to do one more. I think any more than that would be too much. But I certainly think it's time to begin working on the roof, at least of the first floor. That is definitely an easy part. Let's just see how much I have. I might need to go down and find some more blackstone because I only have this much apparently. I don't think I got much. I've pretty much finished most of my iron pickaxe and just grabbed whatever I could maximum. But we have basically 2 stacks, so I guess I'm going to straight away turn this stuff into the polished blackstone brick and the normal blackstone slabs. And fingers crossed we can get a good chunk of this first floor done. So once again, pretty much just randomly placing this stuff down, alternating between the 2 types. Also, I was thinking this second floor is going to be pretty thin, so I might actually bring it out a little bit at this section. So I'm going to leave this open for now, just until we get up to there, so I can try and build out that second floor just before I finish the entire thing, because I don't exactly know how I'm going to do all of that just yet. So I'd rather just leave this open just like this, and then for this section, we'll go 5. So can probably do a line of stone bricks along the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then another stabilizer. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once again. And then I can probably go like this. So not like that. Hold on. Go like this. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then up one more like that. Let's just make a bunch more stone bricks. So something like that. I'm not sure if that's going to look good. I'm really not sure. But that is going to give us a lot more space on the inside, because if I'm building the trees, this is why I thought of this, right? So if I quickly come down here, I'm not going to be able to plant trees under here. I'm going to need like much more space. So if I have this an extra floor high, I can build trees in the corner. So my idea is to have 2 different farms creating maybe oak and spruce, and then have 2 conveyor belts running down both sides of the factory. And something like that I think is going to look really cool. But like I said, we do need more space for the trees. So I think having that second floor there is going to be a huge help. Now that does mean that I'm going to have to fill that in with just most likely the gravel bricks. And I have to try and make it look good. I have no idea how I'm going to do that just yet, but we will definitely figure it out. But I think it's also going to make the factory look a little bit more interesting. Obviously you can't see it just yet, but having that little sticky outy bit at the back is going to make it much more of an interesting shape. But let's go ahead and build this all the way up, connect the roof right across, just expand this all the way down. Now, obviously you can see I've got these going out an extra block. Now, the reason I did it like this is because I want to change this one here to stairs, but I haven't got any. So I think I'm definitely going to need to go underground to grab even more blackstone, but thankfully now we have a diamond pickaxe. So before I go ahead and do that roof, let me go grab more blackstone, because I mean, I'm definitely going to need more anyway. But I mean, as you can see, we're in this massive cave, and you know, there's netherrack, there's blackstone, there's basalt. I have no idea what this is. Apparently it's a thermal cave, but it's really cool. I like it. I like how it looks. But it's very easy for me to grab this blackstone here. So I'm going to grab a bunch, probably like 5 or 6 stacks, and I'll see you guys right back at the base. And just like that, we are back with a metric ton of this blackstone. So I should be able to create enough of both types of stairs that I require. I think I'll do 32 of each. Oh, there's cut blackstone as well. That kind of looks good. The cut blackstone stairs. I kind of wish I used that instead. Oh my goodness. But then we got the polished as well. So I'll grab those and we'll head all the way back up. And we'll just see exactly how this is going to look. So I just got to chop down these 2. Then placing upside down stairs like this. Oh, hold on. This is going to be a bit tricky. Maybe I need to get up there instead. Hold on. I'll chop this line down here and then I'll just place it back in. Easy elevator. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was not good. Very lucky I didn't die then. Oh my goodness. I need to get that fixed. I certainly need to get myself some feather falling. Let's try that again. Hopefully with less falling. I won't lie. I got a little bit excited there. I have to remember, I'm in hardcore mode. I can't be messing around like that. We'll just chuck both of these variants through here, snaking its way all the way around until it reaches just 1 block over on this side. Then I can pretty much just grab both of these types of slabs, throw them all the way on the outside of the stairs we just placed in. and then another line of them right on top. Now, considering this side over here, most likely is going to be the same as that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then it'll be one extra. Place in some stairs, then some slabs as well. And we'll just create the little peak on this side too. Just like that. And now I can build this across, but I don't think it's going to be the same height. So I need to make sure I do this back one first. Yeah, that's definitely going to be one block lower because this front bit is 7 while this side bit is only 5. Hold on, have I been using stairs? I literally just placed in 2 stairs by accident. Oh my goodness. Anyway, this middle bit of the roof is going to go right back to there. And then I need to build that one across too, because I just want to get an idea for how this is going to look once it all comes together. Now, it is extremely important that I don't fall here, because if I do, then that's going to have some devastating consequences, potentially even game ending. So I'll be very careful. Probably chuck in an extra slab on these connection points just to give it a bit more emphasis. However, oh, hold on, I messed this one up. I do think that's going to be pretty bang on. So let's jump all the way down. And yeah, I think that's a pretty decent sized warehouse. I mean, for our very first attempt at building a warehouse, I think it looks okay. It's certainly got a lot to be desired, but we still have a lot of details that we can add in. So there's still a lot to do. So let's go ahead and get that done right now. Starting off this building session by finishing the roof first. I filled in the lower floor on the other side and copied over what I had planned from the opposite side beforehand. I added in some extra walls to round off the back end for now, and then began working on filling it all in to finally complete the roof. I then moved on to the walls for the second floor. I used the same blocks that I used for the first floor so that it matched nicely, and made sure to leave some space for windows to give the warehouse some easy natural light. I thought this would be important if we were going to be growing trees inside. I then quickly chopped up some spruce logs for the next part of the build, because spruce is definitely the superior log. And then I absolutely went to town on decorating the walls. I added in some stairs with oak trapdoors across the front, some spruce trapdoors, andesite bars, chains, and of course some andesite walls. I added a little texture into the stone bricks using mossy and cracked, and then finally added in some leaves since this was a log warehouse. I then worked on the front door by adding in a trim of spruce trapdoors and stairs since I thought it was weirdly large without it, and then began working on the floor in front of the door. I used a few types of stone and dirt blocks from the chipped mod to create this nice little industrialized floor, which I think turned out insanely good. Finally, I moved on to decorating the second floor, which is by far my favorite part of any build I have ever done in Minecraft. I used a bunch of different spruce blocks to create some nice windows, and used some similar techniques that I used for the first floor. I am so happy with how this warehouse has turned out, especially on this side. I think it looks really nice and fits the vibe that I was reaching for. Now, as you can see, I think this side looks incredible. However, if we move over to the other side, you'll see there's something missing. Yeah, it looks horrendous, okay? I know. But don't worry, because I'm going to do something really cool. I'm going to build up a little tower here. Maybe, you know what, this high, or let's go up another 2. We'll go this high. I'm going to look at this corner, and we're going to see the difference between what it looks like before I add the details in and what it looks like after. What a difference. Oh my goodness. I'm very happy with the style of this warehouse. I think it looks just really, really good. But of course, we do have the warehouse going, but there's a problem. It's empty. So I need to figure out exactly what I'm going to build, and I'm going to design this one myself. I've never designed anything in this mod, and I've only created one machine, which is this one over here, but I believe that we can create something really cool. However, there's not a single chance that I'm going to be able to do this in survival mode, so I'm going to go and see what I can create in creative mode in terms of the design, because I still have no idea how everything functions. So I really can't imagine it being fun at all to design something like that in survival mode. So let's jump over to a creative world and see what we can come up with. So after spending way too long on trying to figure out how to make this contraption work, it turns out I don't know how to do this one. The issue I have is collecting the items, because obviously this is not a contraption, so it doesn't just automatically put the items in the barrel. And you'll see when a tree grows, the items drop exactly where it would fall on its side. I guess. So the saplings fall to the side, so it doesn't actually jump on the belt. I wish I could do this. This was exactly what I was trying to do, but just that issue with the saplings makes this not really possible. But this contraption is the version that pretty much everyone uses, which I think I'm going to have to do myself as well. I guess there's a reason everybody uses the same one. But it was really cool to experiment with this and see what I could create. I guess it's, for the most part, working fine. It's just really that one issue with the saplings not falling on the conveyor belt. So if I could figure out how to do that, then this is the one I would definitely want to use. Because I think it's just so much more cool. It's definitely not compact and it definitely isn't super efficient, but I don't really care. But unfortunately, we're going to have to go with this one. And I'll just try and see what I can create with the conveyor belts and see if we can, make something that looks a little bit interesting. So let's jump back into the normal world and we'll create this contraption here. Now, in order to make everything that I need to go to the Nether to get a blaze burner because I need brass. Now, I do have zinc and copper, but I need to make a blaze burner which requires netherrack and iron sheets, which are very easy to get. However, I do need to go get the obsidian to make the portal, then find a fortress somehow. Hopefully I get lucky with that. And then I need to make the contraptions to be able to make everything. So hopefully it doesn't take me too long, but I guess let's go on the journey to do that right now. So of course I grabbed some obsidian from up in the volcano, then created a portal to the Nether inside of my base. I wasted no time and grabbed some nether quartz for the rose quartz that I needed, and one netherrack for the blaze burner. I went straight back to my base to craft the blaze burner, which required some iron sheets, but I already had the parts to make the machine for that. I headed back into the Nether, and after 30 minutes of horrible Nether experience, I found a fortress. I stole a blaze baby and ran for my life, literally on fire. Once I was back at my base, I swiftly crafted the mixing machine, and after a little messing around, was able to craft up more than enough brass. Now that I had the brass, I was ready to craft up all the components of the machine that I was about to make and laid them down on the floor to make it easy to see that I had everything. And that brings us to here. Now, I just need one more thing. So I'm pretty sure I have, yes, slime balls right here. Then I just need an iron sheet and an iron nugget, and I've already looked at the recipe, as you can see in the top right. I have no idea what the recipes are, so I always have to search them up. But this is everything that we need, I'm pretty sure. Where's my wool at? Right here, thank you. And now I believe we can go ahead and make this farm. Now, I do want to use spruce because spruce is the best. Everyone should know that by now. And if you disagree, then you're wrong, okay? It is as simple as that. But have I got cobblestone? I do. Okay, let's have a look. I want to see exactly what kinds of cobblestone I can make because I think cobblestone for the floor inside this warehouse is going to be perfect. There's cobbled cobblestone. I don't know what cobbled cobblestone is. I mean, that cobblestone is definitely cobbled, all right? Okay. What else do we have? We have cut cobblestone column, flat cobblestone tiles. These do look very similar to the stone variants that I saw before. So let's go with these flat cobblestone tiles. Let's see how this looks. Okay, that's nice. That's very nice. Before we do anything, let's sleep because we are not in a position to be fighting anything right now. Oh, I forgot to shoot. Oh my goodness. Getting this blaze was already difficult enough. I literally almost died. I think I got down to like 2.5 hearts or something from like 2 shots from a blaze. It was crazy. My heart was beating out of my chest. But anyway, let's go ahead and make these flat cobblestone tiles. And let's see how this looks on the inside, especially compared to the road that we've got. And oh my goodness, buddy. Get out of here, mate. No need for that, all right? Now, it is a little bit darker than the road, which is what I was wanting. So I think it should be okay. But that's not what we're working on right now. I need to go back to the back because I'm pretty sure I want the farm right in the middle. So that would be right here. So let's dig this down just so I know. And I guess the machine is 9 blocks, so 3 blocks wide. So we'll just create something like this for now. Then I'm pretty sure, oh, I need a barrel as well. So let me grab a barrel. Man, it's been a long time since I've made a barrel, so I need to try and remember exactly how to do it. Let's try and do it without using a recipe, all right? I know it's planks and slabs. Is it like this? Nope, 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 nope. Is it like this? Okay, hang on. Like this. What? How have I forgotten how to make a barrel? There's no way. Maybe it's like this. Oh my god. Okay, you know what? Oh, I was nowhere near. Okay, whatever. Look, I've been playing Hytale for so long. I've completely forgotten how to make basic things in Minecraft. That's crazy. But anyway, let me go ahead and place down a barrel. Then I need 8 wool. Oh, I needed something in the middle, didn't I? Was this the thing I needed in the middle? I seriously can't remember. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I messed up. It's 8 wool. I only had 7. Then this is in the middle. Then that should connect, right? But I do need to do the super glue. So we'll do super glue across here. That as well. We'll go like this. Then we'll also add in the portable thingy-majiggy. Like that. Bang, bang, bang. Beautiful. Then we can go with a thingy-majiggy, a deployer, with a mechanical saw on the other side. And now, if I pretty much just place down some of this stuff on these 8 blocks, just like that, something absolutely magical is going to happen. Let me just quickly add in some of these cobblestone tiles on every other block, just around this machine. We got to get it looking good, just like that. Then if I place in spruce saplings on this thingy-majiggy, place them in there, and I think, hold on, I need to connect this with super glue. I think that's it. Do I just, okay, I must have done this wrong. Hold on. If I replace this like that, there we go. Dude, okay. Let's just make sure this actually works before I get excited. Please place it down. Oh yes, okay, we did it. Oh my days. Now, the fun part. Do I place this other portable storage interface here? Nope, not there, sorry. Here, then like that. I mean, to be completely honest, I probably could have built like another 2 in these areas. So worst comes to worst, if I do need more, I'm sure I could fit one like right here. Maybe. Because we have a lot of space above, so surely I could. If I can't, then that's a little bit sad. The only downside is this back wall is going to have to be a little bit longer. Maybe it doesn't matter for the top roof, like I can have that up there, but I do need to go back one more for the bottom floor, that is for sure. But we have that in there now. Okay, so this should work. Now I have this other chute because I need to create like a mechanical belt that's going to bring the stuff up, and then a mechanical belt that's going to bring it to the front. Because the last thing that I want is to have insufficient storage for this farm, because I have no idea how effective or how quickly this farm is going to fill up. I'm really hoping it's good, but to be completely honest, I'm not super positive about it. I don't really think it's going to be the best, but we'll have to wait and find out. Let's place a chest right here. Then I guess we can place like a cobblestone temporarily, and hopefully these grow. If these don't grow, I'm going to have to use oak saplings. I didn't actually test if spruce saplings work. I probably should have, but I do need to go and get some more kelp. Now, I don't have any here, so I need to make sure I get plenty because... And get out of my boat. What's going on here? Okay, get out. Anyway, I don't want to be going back and forth because to get kelp, it's quite a big journey. I mean, it's not huge. It's maybe like a minute or 2 to get there, but that's each way. So if I have to keep coming all this distance just to get kelp, it's not going to be good. So I'm going to grab some extra so I can plant some as a temporary fix in my river. Because I mean, this is a very long journey just to get some kelp. Not exactly what I want to be doing every single time. And if I'm going to be using a lot of mechanical belts, I'm going to need a whole lot of kelp. So it is certainly something that I want to get on top of very soon. Oh, I also need sugarcane. Let me grab some of this. That's one thing I didn't have just yet. But anyway, here's the kelp here. I can jump down and grab some of this stuff. Thankfully, it is very, very easy to get. So I should be able to get more than enough very fast. Preferably without dying. Oh my goodness. I mean, look at that. We have like over a stack, maybe even 2 stacks from all this, if I even collect it all. And boom, we have 2 stacks and 49 kelp. That is insane. There's a lot more than I thought we were going to get from that. That didn't take it long at all. But let's head all the way back. It is already sunset. I still can't get over how short a day is in Minecraft after having 30-minute days for so long. It is so weird, man. Oh, look, there's a floating mushroom. Oh my goodness. Alrighty, and we are back at the base. Let's quickly have a sleep because we don't want to be fighting any scary monsters. No way. Bang. Alrighty, let's go ahead and plant some of this kelp down in here. What has he got in his hand? That's not a spear, is it? No, it's definitely not. Okay. Anyway, let's place some of this down. I don't need to place a huge amount. Oh, I'm drowning. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't need a huge amount, just enough to be able to grow some. I just need to remember to expand that farm as soon as possible. But now I can go ahead and smelt up all of this kelp into dried kelp, which will allow me to make some of those mechanical shafts. However, of course, while we're waiting, I'm gonna go through and quickly get rid of this creeper. Don't blow that up. Oh my goodness, that was scary. Please, thank you. All right, let me go ahead and replace a bunch of this floor with the flat cobblestone tiles that it's supposed to be. We'll just replace pretty much everything where I'm gonna be creating this mechanical belt. Now, of course, I did a little bit of messing around, as you saw in the creative world, with the mechanical belts, but I'm still pretty bad with them. I haven't created anything like super crazy with it, so I'm not sure how exactly I'm going to be doing this, but I'm going to do the best that I can. Eventually, I would love to have like machines on both sides, like in here and over here, that will craft the logs that I get from these farms into other things. I'm not entirely sure what I need though. So I feel like that's going to be over time as I need different items. I think it'd be cool to create and expand upon my current factories. So obviously right now I don't really need much. Well, I need everything pretty much. But eventually once we start having a little bit of a better setup, if I need a bunch of an item, I would love to expand upon the factory that makes that item. I think that would be really cool to do. But it's a little bit overwhelming right now because, like I said, I need absolutely everything. And I am still learning this mod while I'm playing. So I'm perfectly fine kind of enjoying the process. I don't want to rush through everything. I want to learn everything slowly as I need it. And if I need a bunch of one item, I'm going to figure out how to make that item effectively. Right now, the main goal is to pretty much get the basic resources figured out. So that's what we're doing here. We're going to finally have pretty much unlimited wood. Well, I guess an automatic wood farm. So I guess that's unlimited wood maybe, but we haven't actually grown any. I really hope they grow. Do I have bones somewhere where I can test if bone meal will work? I have 2. It's not really going to be a great test, but we can still try. I really love how this factory turned out. I think it looks so good, man. Anyway, let's go ahead and chop this one up. Okay, it did not grow at all. That's a little bit concerning. I think for the time being, I might just have to use oak instead, which I only have 3 of apparently. Spruce can be quite annoying to grow sometimes. So I guess, how do I fix this up? Where's the deployer? Here it is. Put in the oak saplings and they will start growing instead. And activate. Fingers crossed this drops the oak sapling right here. It did not. I'm not sure why. Because I had the spruce here. Okay, my bad. Now let's try that again. Okay, go. Please. Okay, bang. Beautiful. So I'm pretty sure the oak saplings will grow. Oak saplings are a lot less annoying. They'll just kind of do what they got to do. However, we should have the stuff to be able to get this going. So we have a bunch of dried kelp and I can pretty much just throw this in here and create a bunch of these mechanical belts. I'm definitely going to need a lot more. I thought this made more than it did. Obviously, I was very wrong, but I guess that's a good start for now. I also need more food. I did just recently do like a quarter of a harvest, but my food is running very low. So I need to get like a food farm going next, I think. But if we go like this, I'm not going to bother trying to like power it right now. I just want to get everything in. So we'll go like that, which will go up to here. So bang, bang. Then this will turn this way and come out to here somewhere. Man, I really hope that this isn't as hard as I'm thinking it's going to be. Oh my goodness. And I hope that drops into that. I'm not sure if it does. It should. I don't see why not. Wait, do these even connect? I haven't even checked if this connects to that. Please work. Okay, beautiful. I guess it's not working because this has nothing in it maybe. But that's fine. I just need to make a couple more shafts, which is some andesite alloy, which I thought I had some, but I must have used it all. So instead, I'm going to have to grab some andesite from over here and then craft up some more. My inventory is cooked right now. I'm not going to lie. It's really bad. But we can make, how much can we make? We can make 19. I'll make 16 shafts for now. And I can't believe it's already night again. This is taking some time to figure this out. Now I'm only going to go directly in line with this. So this needs to go here. And I'll connect these belts like that. I'll go like this. Oh, hold on. No, this needs to go one extra. So add an extra one like that. My goodness, I keep messing this up. Start again. Bang, bang. Then this will go all the way down to here, which will have one final belt like this. Then I'll have this. Nope. Okay, why is that not working? Do I need to do that? Oh my goodness, I do. Then this will connect over to this. Okay, it turns out I didn't need many mechanical belts because it stretches all the way. That's good to know. That's very good to know. But now all that needs to happen is I need to get these moving. Okay, I've sort of fixed my inventory issue. All my chests are now full. I'm going to spend some time trying to get this stuff moving, and when I see you guys again, fingers crossed it's all linked up and working. So I'll see you guys in a second. Ladies and gentlemen, just like that, we have this fully working. I think it's looking decent. We have the mechanical belts running all the way through, and then it goes through a chute into the barrel. And the reason I changed it to a barrel was because the spruce chest wasn't working. But I did end up getting some of these growing. We needed some torches around it. I think the light levels were a bit too low, but now it's all good and we have enough saplings. And I found out if I get hit by this, it hurts. So don't walk into the saw, okay? But anyway, I need to quickly harvest up some wheat because I am completely starving right now. So I'm just going to pretty much harvest up this entire thing because I definitely need it all. And then of course I do need a replant, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is, I guess. We used so much wheat when building that like original build that this farm just hasn't been used since I finished that because I really just was like done with harvesting wheat. I didn't want to harvest it anymore. You know, to be honest, it was probably a bad move to make the iron farm first. I probably should have tried to make a wheat farm, but I don't know. It's definitely good we have the iron farm. Speaking of which, let's have a look. Well, we got a lot of iron. Look at that. I did empty out the flint before because it was getting pretty full. But man, we are getting so much iron and now so much bread. Thank goodness we are no longer starving. But my diamond pickaxe and my diamond shovel is pretty much done for. And I am now level 32, so I didn't even realize until just now. But yeah, we've finally hit level 32, I guess. That's good. But I do need to dig out a bunch of space. I need another 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. So this is going to go pretty much up to here. But I do need to go an extra block on top of that just to be able to have a little bit of space behind the build because I don't want it to feel too cramped in. So I need to dig all of this down and then I need to start building the back end of this warehouse. Definitely going to take a little bit of time, but we should be able to get it done and smashed out so then we can work on the final part, which is the front. We need to get the front looking good because right now it looks really weird. It doesn't make any sense for what we're building. So of course, let's go ahead and get the terraforming done as well as building the back end of this massive warehouse. And we can finally have a proper look at how it's going to be looking. So enjoy the time lapse. And just like that, this warehouse is looking so much better on the inside because I've finished the floor and the back wall. And there's a bunch of trees growing. In fact, there was a huge amount of trees growing while I was just building this area here. Now passively, we've already got over a stack of oak logs, some apples, and a bunch of saplings, which to me is pretty fantastic considering I haven't really had to do anything for that. Now, next we need to figure out this area here. There's a ton of work that needs to be done to make it look better, and I think I just need to get straight to it. Now, I took the liberty of already commencing this little furnace thing here, just getting a bunch of this stone started to smelt up for the road that I'm going to need. And oh my goodness, this is the third set of these pillagers that I've seen. These guys just have no chill at all. They just keep coming back. I keep taking them all out, but they don't seem to get the hint. But anyway, I want to remove all of this grass, all of this gravel, all of this stone and turn it into these dirt blocks that I've created here or chosen here. And of course, fix up the road and I guess create a road connecting this building finally to our main building. Not only that, but I also want to set up a nice little fence around the river part so it feels a little bit more civilized rather than just running off like no one lives here. And I also want to set up a little section here planned for the future expansion. So without wasting any time, let's go ahead and start with honestly probably the easiest part, which is going to be setting up the outside. Now it might not be the easiest out of all three tasks, but it's definitely going to make the rest of this entire thing a lot easier. So first things first, I need to head underground to grab some deep slate. Now, why would I need deep slate? Well, simply because this block has some variants in the chipped mod that I think would work really nicely on the outside of the river. In fact, let me turn on my brightness so you guys can see. I'm probably going to just grab like maybe 2 stacks of this stuff. I don't think I need much. I know for sure that this is just going to be like the pillar blocks. I have this idea in my mind of exactly how I want this to look. And I think we can do a good job using deep slate and just normal stone. In terms of gathering resources like this, I really think I need to create some kind of drill machine. I think that's something I want to look into doing next, or at least in the next few machine projects. Definitely before the end of the 100 days, I want some kind of drilling machine. I think that'll make it really cool. We can do a lot more stuff with that, I think. But right now we need to focus on getting deep slate, and I definitely have enough. So let's head right back up and start creating this thing. And it seems like these guys just want to start drama, so I'm going to have to deal with them really quick. It's a bit awkward that they're in the water, but hopefully I can drag them out so I can take them out a little bit easy. I always love to start with the leader, because if I take out the leader, then the rest of them are going to feel a little bit awkward, because, why are they fighting? I've taken out their commander. Oh my goodness, I just keep messing this up. Come on guys, get out of here. There's really no need to be doing this. You know what? Bang. Easy peasy, mate. Anyway, oh my goodness, it's almost the end of a day again. This is insane. I really like looking into this factory. We haven't really done much, but I mean, it looks good. Definitely have a lot more I want to do in there though. In terms of interior work, I want to go absolutely crazy in this world and try and do everything I can to make everything feel super immersive. That's my goal. Obviously right now my current situation is not in the best to be able to do that effectively, but we should get there pretty quick. Now in terms of which block, I think let's use this cobbled deep slate windmill weave, whatever that means. And let's try and create a better shape of this. Let's go up 3. Then we'll use the stone. I want to use cut stone. Where's that? Polished stone? No. Cut stone right here. Then I can turn this into polished cut stone stairs and regular cut stone as well. I'm thinking this combination of blocks is going to be phenomenal. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Then we'll build this up to 3 and we'll just shape this up a little bit better because it's a really awkward shape right now. We'll just go like this again. Okay. So we've got, that's 3 sections. Let's quickly sleep. Hold on a second. Okay. Yes, we have 3 pillars but 2 sections. All right, so we can go ahead and place in these stairs right above the stone just like this. I think that looks really nice and it's going to stop people being able to just jump up. Now obviously we're not finishing with that. That's not it. I want to also, do I have andesite? I have 64. That should be enough. Let's go ahead and craft up some of these. I saw these before and I thought I wanted to try them out. Let's make 33. And we'll just place these on top of the stone just like that. And to be honest, that looks decent. That looks very decent. Now I want to make some more palisades. Thankfully, we are making sticks over here, so I can grab them from here. It's going to save me turning logs. And then I can just go... How do I make it again? It's something like this, right? Maybe like this? Yes, like that. Okay, and thankfully, 1 andesite creates a lot, so I don't actually need much. That's going to make me 15. And I can just chuck these right in front like this, just to give it a little bit of a ledge. I think that's going to be nice. Going to make it a little bit more interesting to look at. Just like that. Beautiful. Now let's zoom out and have a look at this. I think it's decent. It's decent. It needs something else. Okay, what if I put an andesite wall on top, right? Hold on. And then I get like a lantern. Maybe that would be good. Hold on. Is there a lamp post? Is that a thing? There's tiki torches, but I don't think that's going to fit the vibe. A tower garden light? I don't have any glowstone, and that's a lot of iron. I don't know about that. Doesn't look like there's any like lamp posts that you would normally see. What if I type in post? Okay, there's a wooden post. It needs treated wood fence, which requires, I don't even know what that is. Okay, forget that. Aluminium? No, probably not. Steel. How do I get steel? Oh god, forget that. Oh my goodness. Let's just go with good old-fashioned lanterns. Keep it nice and simple, at least for now. We have a ton of iron nuggets. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love the fact that we built that and I don't have to ever worry about iron again. I know it's not much. Of course, it's a very small amount that it's creating for us. However, the thing is, if I needed to just expand that farm, I've got everything I need to. I don't ever need to really worry about harvesting any iron ever again. Like, it's just done forever. It's fantastic. I love it. But what if we just smack one of these lanterns right on top of this? Like that. Okay, let's zoom out. Okay, you know what? For now, I think that's going to do pretty well. So we'll just, keep it nice and simple. Chuck them on top like that. And I think that's going to do us really well. I think that's, simple, but it definitely fits the industrial or modern kind of vibe that I'm trying to go for. Obviously, very different to anything I've ever done before, but that's the entire point. I want to try and shake it up a little bit. Now, I am pretty low on cobblestone. I think I want to start creating like smaller machines, creating a bunch of random stuff and blocks that I use very commonly. Because, look, the last thing I want to be doing is spending time just trying to harvest up cobblestone. That sounds like the worst possible thing I can be doing, especially when I can just literally create a bunch of cobblestone generators, like extremely easy. Probably like 5 minutes is all it would take. But anyway, let's go ahead and craft up. What am I crafting? I'm crafting rough stone, laid stone bricks, and cobbled stone. Not to be mistaken for cobblestone. It's cobbled stone. Interesting. These are a little bit difficult to find sometimes. Okay, we got cobbled stone. Pretty sure I needed laid stone bricks and I need rough. Man, why is this so difficult to find? I wish I could type it in. That would be nice. Oh, it's alphabetical order. Okay, that makes it a bit easier. Anyway, let's go ahead and just dig out a rough idea for a path. Just going to keep it nice and simple. Can probably go like that. That seems pretty decent to me. And I'll pretty much just dig it out another 2 blocks, I reckon. I reckon that's going to give us everything that we need in terms of the shape of the road. Exactly like this. Zooming out, we can see that path there now. Very simple, but I mean, that's all we really need it to be, right? So now I can just go through and place in all of these 3 variants of stone as random as I possibly can. And I know it probably doesn't look the best right now, but I think once I get all the dirt in, that's when it's really going to shape up. I think it's going to shape up very nicely. And hopefully this is all the stone I need. I don't think I'll need any more. Got 11 of each type. So I should be able to just chuck this in here and finally fill this section in. Beautiful. And I can leave that as that dusty gravel. I think that makes sense. And then finally over here, I want to create a different type of road surface or floor surface as well. I think I'm going to try and create a couple different types of gravel. I think that's going to be the best. There's going to be about 3 blocks and I think it should come out to about here as well. In terms of gravel, we haven't got much. We can use some rough gravel or maybe dirty gravel. I'm going to create half of each. We'll see how this looks. Also, we are officially on day 50, which puts us halfway between day 1 and day 100. Anyway, let's put some of this dirty gravel on the outside a little bit and then the rough gravel on the inside. The dirty gravel can come a little bit out on like little sections, and we don't need to go super deep into the details right now. It's just to remind us of exactly what is going here, which I'm sure by now, if you can probably tell what it is, considering there's a bunch of dirty gravel and stuff going in here. But I won't ruin the surprise, so I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is just yet. I'll let you guys use your imagination, alright? We can go something like that. That's going to be pretty sufficient for me. Now, what I need to do is pretty much go through, expand this as far as I can, at least in front of the 2 builds, and then replace everything else with these 3 types of dirt, which should be pretty easy, just a little tedious. It's going to be a lot of digging, a lot of placing. Once that's done, we can have a look at how the area is turning out and see the changes that we've made today. And I'm excited to see that. I think that's going to be the biggest change for this area so far. So let's get that done right now. And this area is now done. I think it makes a massive difference just having this dirt in here. It really, oops, hold on. I forgot one block. How did I do that? Oh my goodness. Give me 1 second. That's a very easy fix. Bam. Okay, now we're done. Honestly, the difference that just adding these different types of dirt in has made to the area is insane. Like, this whole thing just seems so much more realistic, as in, like, this warehouse and this build now matches the area. And zooming out to see the entire thing, what a huge monumental change. This is insane, and it's only going to get better as we add even more details and blocks and things in, and I'm so excited to see this thing come together. Definitely a very good addition to the world, and I think we're going to be able to start really making an impact on this island. I mean, we have barely made a dent on the entire size of the thing, and there's still a lot to be done, but we are definitely moving through it. I also did a little bit of housekeeping. My chest was getting out of control, so I sorted all the blocks onto this side and all of the, I guess, natural blocks into this chest. I still have this one here full of random stuff, but it's a lot better than what we had, and I want to keep on slowly changing this to get it a little bit better and better. I'm going to add more machines and, you know, deck this whole thing out very soon. Don't worry about that. We're going to be doing full interiors everywhere. The main goal for me at the minute is just to get all of the basics started. And I mean, I obviously was using some of these logs to do some decorations, like this log pile here. I made some barrels, and dude, what a massive difference just having pretty much unlimited logs is going to make. And I know it's not really a huge difference because with the tree fella mod, it's very easy to collect a bunch of logs, but I don't have to do that anymore, and I'm not going to be wasting my axe on that. I mean, look, there we go. Even more logs, sticks, and saplings coming through. And I mean, over time, it's just going to compound and it's just going to keep going. And we can obviously expand this to make more of them. I'm sure I could fit in another module right here and potentially even a third one. So definitely some room to expand. I could even make a basement section where I just make like an insane amount and just have unlimited logs forever. But we also got this blaze burner, so that's another compound unlocked. We can make brass now, so I think we're moving in a good direction. We're definitely unlocking more of this mod. I'm learning more of this mod and how things work, and I'm so excited to continue and see what else we can create, especially with this thing here. Oh my goodness, that's going to be so much fun. But unfortunately, you're going to have to wait to see what we build here, because before we do anything with that, I need to get my food situation sorted, which means I need to create a wheat farm. Now, I plan to create the most aesthetic wheat farm I have ever done, with automatic machines in the wheat fields with a big, beautiful building on the top. Now, I guess the very first thing that I should do is go ahead and harvest up all of this wheat so that we can move it. It no longer needs to be here, and honestly, it just ruins the entire vibe of the area that we're building. So it needs to go. And just like that, we no longer have a wheat farm. Now, I don't think there's any point in just wasting time, so we're literally just going to swim right across and start having a look at the land. Because in order to make a nice wheat area or wheat field with machines included, then I guess we need to make sure that the land is good. And right now, this is bad. Very, very bad. This area is very hard to work with. So in order to fix that, I need to do a huge amount of terraforming. Now, eventually I do plan to have every single crop available, but to start with, I think wheat is going to be the most important, because if I can get it automated and just start flowing, once we get villages set up, we can start trading emeralds very easily. We can get a bunch of farmers set up and just make the process extremely efficient. At least that is the plan. I also think that bread is a very good source of food, at least early game, so we won't have to worry about that ever again. As you can see, I'm already rocking the bread right now. Now, my plan is very simple. I want to have some nice wheat fields right up against the river, with some paths heading through different types of fields, leading up to the back area where I plan to build a nice farmhouse. Eventually, also, there will be a rail heading right behind the farmhouse, connecting to the rest of the world, especially over to our industrial area that we're building over here. So I need to make sure that I plan for that. But for now, we just need to get this area here sorted, make it a little bit more easy to build the farms on, because right now it's extremely varied in the height. So we do need to get the geography fixed up before we do anything. And that is going to involve quite a bit of digging and just slight modifications. I think the land at the minute is decent. It just needs some slight adjusting, which I think we can do very easily. We also have this slight little hill here So I want to keep this and try and build it up to be a little bit bigger so we could potentially build like a lighthouse or something. I'm not entirely sure what we might use this for, but I do want to build it up just so we have it for the future. The good thing is I do need these spruce logs, so I'm very happy that there's some spruce trees right here because I do really enjoy using the stripped spruce logs for the builds, especially for farmhouses. I think they look really nice. Now this side of the map that we're working on right now, if we zoom out, we can see it is very flat. There's a huge amount of flat land, so I do plan to have sprawling farming areas all throughout. And over on this side, I guess pretty much as far as the eye can see, we're going to build industrial. I'm very excited to start working on a project like this. This is the first time ever in Minecraft where I've been able to really focus on building like an industrial area. I've always built like farming areas and more medieval or cozy types of places, so I'm very excited to try and tie it all in together. This is by far the most excited I have been for a major project, and I think that once we get the food and farming section kind of set up, we're going to be a lot more well positioned to move on and continue developing and setting up some machines to get some extra stuff. Because once we have the food, then we have pretty much iron, we have wood, and now we have wheat, which means after that I can pretty much set up whatever I want. Slowly adding new machines to get things automated and just make expanding this world even easier. But I'm definitely not rushing. I want to take my time and make sure that I really focus and put in 110% effort into everything that I build. I'm not just going to build the machines by themselves. I want to make sure that every machine has a dedicated building, an area which makes sense. I mean, for example, that very simple wood machine that's in there takes up a fraction of the space in that warehouse, but it's beautiful. I think it looks awesome. And eventually I'm going to be able to create other machines within that single warehouse, which might have other wood products, which I can just seamlessly create. And I'm very excited to do that. But this area is turning out to be a lot larger than I expected. I'm definitely going to need to grab some dirt. I do believe I have a bunch inside of my main building in here, so let's see if I can grab some. Oh yes, look at that. We have a bunch. We just drop the seeds off. I guess I can drop pretty much everything that I don't need right now, just in here for now. And I'll just grab all this dirt. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Alright, so I've got these two lines here of dirt, so you can see the gradient that I'm trying to create. It's a little bit more smooth, so I just got to fill in pretty much all the dirt and just dig out a little bit of extra, especially on this side. There's going to be a lot of digging here, but I do believe that's going to be a substantial amount of space and really expand our footprint in this world. I think it's going to be a humongous expansion. I think we're going to double our total footprint, which is going to be exciting to see because we haven't really done much in this world yet. We've got 2 buildings and I mean, what we've started here, but honestly, that's really not that much just yet. Hey, look at that. We just got some onions. Let's go. Beautiful. All right, already that is looking so much better. There's definitely a whole lot more work that I need to do to get it looking perfect, but we're definitely on the right track. So to make it easier to plan, I decided to focus firstly on the front portion right against the river by giving it a much nicer curve. I then worked all my way up to the very back, planning a rough guide for the shape and size of each increment. Once that was done, I figured out exactly where I wanted this little mountain face to start. I shaped it up and then connected it to the land I had just flattened. I then finished it off by tidying up both the edges and clearing a section of land in front of the cliff face to give it more prominence. And that took a whole lot of time. In fact, it was a total of 10 in-game days just to alter the landscape of this area, but it was definitely necessary because beforehand this place was ruined. But now it's looking so much better. We can actually work with this. This is kind of what the land looked like before, just so you can remember. So definitely a very different landscape. Now to start with, I do need to figure out exactly where I'm going to be putting the building because that is important to plan out the rest of it. So I'm going to grab a couple more of these double tree spruce trees right here, which thankfully is very easy with the feller mod. We can very effectively just come through and tear up this entire forest here. Now of course we do still have our oak tree factory going over there, so we're going to be making up a bunch of oak logs while we're doing this, which I'm definitely going to be using for this build, but the spruce log is going to be the main block, like the trim block. So let's go ahead and chuck down some blocks. I reckon we start with a very basic 5 blocks gap like that, and we'll go another 5 blocks this way and create just a very basic square to start with. Of course, we're going to be stripping these down to the strip logs because it just looks better. And we'll build this up to about this height because, I mean, this height just works good every single time. So why change it? 4 blocks, and then on the 5th block having the beam, it just always works. So we have our very basic square to start with. Now I'm thinking we create another square coming out this way, or I guess rectangle for this one, 5 block gap as well, and we'll just connect this across like that. Now over on this side, I think we do something similar. We'll just go 5 blocks, but this one's going to be a lot thinner. It's only going to be 3 blocks width, just on the side here, like a little shed or something like that. Now I do plan to go completely crazy with this build. I'm going to try and create shapes I've never done before. And honestly, to start, we might as well just go right here. We'll go 3 out and create another back section right here. Actually, we'll go 2. I always do 3. I always do like an odd number. So let's try and get an even number in here. I reckon we can work with that. Maybe I'll just have like the roof start 1 block back or something. I have no idea. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but we'll figure it out. We'll just go 5 along the front. And then we can probably just have this one meet up here as well. Now, this is a very peculiar shape. I don't quite know how I'm going to get this looking good. Right now, it looks really weird. Probably looks even more weird from the top. I mean, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. We can definitely work with this. But I think the only way we're going to be able to properly work with this is starting to build the 2nd floor. Considering how complicated the bottom floor is, I think we just keep the top floor nice and simple. We'll just create 2 squares like we usually do. And I think keeping the top floor less complicated than the bottom is going to help make this thing a little bit easier to figure out down the line. We've got a little bit of a 1 block thingy-majiggy happening at the back, but I think that could be good to make it look less flat. And honestly, I don't mind at all how this is coming together. This is looking pretty good. Taking a step back, I mean, it's a decent sized house, that is for sure. Now, I do want to create like a diagonal house, or just a house that isn't flat, which is connected together like this, just make this extremely long, like a curved kind of building. But that's something I haven't really done much, so I definitely need to try and focus. I'm going to mess around and try and figure out a good design, or shape at least, to figure something out, and I'll see you guys once that's done. And after a bit of back and forth, this is what I've been able to put together. Now, of course, it does look a little bit strange right now, but I think once we get the roof on, it's going to look a little bit better. Obviously, we have this main building here. We have this little connection where I was thinking we could have like a little passageway through to the other side. And then we've got a 2nd building also connected. I thought this would be really cool, and I hope it looks good. Eventually, I might even build another section over here, just another building, just to kind of section off this entire area a little bit nicer. But we'll have to see what we do over here eventually. Now, the next step is to figure out where we're going to be putting all of the machines. I have been testing out a few designs for machines, so let's jump into a creative world so I can show you exactly what the machine is going to look like. So my idea is very simple. I'm going to be trying to use the windmill once again, however, slightly differently. So the idea is fairly simple. We have this little grass platform here where I'm just going to dig out some blocks. Then I'm going to go under, place in some wool with a barrel in the center. Then using a windmill bearing, 2 fences, then a few stone brick walls with some andesite casings on top, kind of like this. Then throwing in some mechanical harvesters on both sides, mostly for the aesthetics. Then using some fence gates just like this to create a nice little design. Obviously these ones here are purely for aesthetics, but something like that. Then a final one on top. Now obviously this should work once we get some super glue and connect it all together. So then it's all connected like that, and we can just go ahead and turn it on. And it spins perfectly. Now of course it will be much more cost effective to just create 1 arm instead of the 2, but I just think that would look weird. So we're going to have 2 just like this, and we're going to have multiple of these machines. Now the way that this is going to empty is by having a portable storage interface just on the bottom, like this, facing downways, where I would create a conveyor system underneath, which will take all of the items into that large building that we're creating. So this is the design that I'm going to use. I think this is as good as I can do for now. I hope that it is up to par for you guys. I hope it looks good. Honestly, I think this is the best, and obviously this is 13 blocks wide, so it's quite a big machine, and I should be able to fit these in quite a few spaces, which obviously leaves us to the next stage, which is figuring out exactly where these are going to go. Now there is quite a few things that I need to plan out, so I'm going to grab a bunch of cobblestone, I'm going to grab a bunch of dirt, and I guess we'll use flint, a block of flint, since it's really the only other thing I have to figure out exactly where I'm going to put these machines throughout the field. Hold on, I should turn the dirt into the special dirt. The dirt is going to be the pathway block. I thought considering it's more of a rural area, I think dirt's going to be best for the pathway. Let me just find my stone cutter. I believe it is still in the last warehouse we built, this one right here. And yes, it is beautiful. How is our oak logs going? Oh, look at that. That's going pretty well. Quite a few oak logs going. We got 2 trees going, or 3 trees. Goodness, these are growing quick. Amazing. Even more logs ready to go. I'm so excited to build more stuff in that warehouse and just have so many different machines working. Now, it is a pity that it's almost nighttime, means I'm going to have to sleep again, because there's no way I'm going to be trying to figure out where things are going to be going in the dark. That sounds like a horror game. Oh, also, we went through an entire shovel and diamond pickaxe when we were building or fixing up the terrain here. There was a whole lot of digging to do. Anyway, we're back on this side now. Let's go ahead and turn the dirt into the special dirt using the stone cutter. I want to start with, let's go with sanded dirt. I feel like sanded dirt is a fantastic starting block. Of course, I want a road leading right through here all the way down. So it's kind of like an obvious main road to follow. And then it can come this way, just like that. Then I think this mountain over here deserves something in the side of it, like a cave or some mine entrance. Then obviously here we need a pathway heading along the front of this building, as well as a little entrance to the door here. And of course a little entrance over here. And then I'm hoping it doesn't make it a little too difficult to build some of these things or machines. But I'm going to put one through here as well, which will eventually lead up to this path over here. So that separates the area very nicely. You know, to be honest, I could probably even have this path branch off this way too. I think that makes sense. So lots of different ways to go. Now let's figure out exactly where I'm going to be putting these machines. Now, the obvious first position would be maybe right here, right in the middle of this patch here. I do just have to figure out where the middle would be. That to me seems pretty decent. Then we can probably chuck one right here in the middle of this section, bang in the middle. Then I think another one down here, and maybe even one down here. So right there, bang in the middle once again, and then finally right here. To be completely honest, I feel like I can probably fit 2 in here, but I don't quite know if I should. I think 4 will be enough. I mean, that is a ton of resources and machines to make. I also need to create the conveyor system underneath. But to start with, I think this is going to be pretty fantastic. This is a nice layout for this area, and I think it really leaves a lot of options for expanding in the future. Fortunately, the materials required for this stuff is extremely easy. The mechanical harvester only requires andesite alloy, some iron, and andesite casing. Out of everything, the windmill is the easiest. I mean, look at this. That's extremely easy to make. Even this portable storage interface is extremely simple to make. I don't think there's a single thing that I'm going to struggle with. I believe I already have everything, which is fantastic. When we made the oak farm before, we required so many items I've never even seen in my life. So this is very nice that it's extremely easy to build. So let's waste no more time and let's get right into it. Now, remember when I said that the items that are required to make these machines was very easy to get? Well, I guess I was slightly wrong. The main thing I'm struggling with right now is getting enough andesite. As you can see, I changed out the andesite alloy for these cut stone stairs. The reason I did this was to save on how much andesite I required, but the main thing is this one machine is now good to go. It's actually working right now. And all that's required for me to do is fix up the collection section. we haven't collected anything yet. But I will set up another one of these thingy-majiggies on the floor and have a conveyor belt run right to the middle. So then it will run all the way to probably around here, and then it's gonna go all the way up into this building. Then that one will run over to the middle. This one here will also run over to the middle, and same with that one. So then all 4 machines will feed into the one little conveyor belt, which will lead up into this main house here. You can also see I began filling out these little sections out of these different stones. I'm using cobblestone, sanded stone, and sifted gravel. I did plan to use some andesite in here for like stairs and slabs, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get enough. Obviously I did a little bit of changing of this to fix up the land a little bit just so I could fit the path in a little bit nicer, and I think that's going to be good. Of course I'm going to be doing that a little bit more as we build up the other sections, but for the most part I think this is looking pretty good. Zooming out, you can see the area. You can kind of see, if you look over in this spot, how I plan for this entire thing to look. And obviously I filled in the entire thing with wheat rather than only where the machine is. This is mostly for aesthetic, but if I do need to go and get more wheat, does mean that there's going to be nice large fields that I can go and harvest manually, which will almost certainly always be ready to go, considering the machine only does a small section. But with 4 machines going, we shouldn't have too much of a problem. It's just a matter of waiting, and over time we should have an abundance. Now the iron farm has been slowly going, but obviously I completely raided it recently to be able to make all of the current andesite alloy that I used for that. And you can see I have the 30 mechanical harvesters, but there's still quite a few things that I'm missing. I've also been smelting up some stone because I need it, so I'm slowly getting through that, except I am going to be running low on coal, which is a little bit unfortunate, but there is still a ton of stuff to do. What I need to do is pretty much get all of these little sections done. I want to get all the stones in, I want to get the dirt paths in, and I want to get the crop fields filled out. Even if the machines aren't fully set up, I just want to get it all done. So I'm going to do that in the form of a time lapse because I think that's going to look really cool. So sit back, relax, and enjoy that time lapse. There we go, we have a very decent setup for the farming area. Now, I was having a quick look to see how much stuff this farm has already produced, just one of these little nodules here, and it is a lot more than I expected. This thing is pumping out wheat, seeds, and also some straw. Now, I didn't quite know what straw was, so of course I searched it up, and it turns out that you can create daub, or daub. I have no idea how to say that, but whatever this stuff is. But you can create this using wheat or even straw, which is apparently a byproduct of wheat. Now with this daub, you can create wattle and daub braces, which, if I understand correctly, is a type of wall block, similar to some of those in Hightail. So I want to try them out and see if that will suit the building that we're making, at least for the second floor. Now, I don't know if I have clay in my base, but thankfully there is some clay right here which I can grab, so that I can try this out and see exactly how these blocks look. So first things first, I need to craft up the daub, which should be something like this. Yep, there we go. 24 from barely anything, so that's great. Now, next thing, let's go and check on our oak tree farm just over here, where we can grab hopefully some sticks. Okay, there's 18, but look at all those oak logs. Oh my goodness, 9 stacks from literally doing nothing. And you know what, while we're here, let's double check on our iron farm. It's been probably another 10 days since our last checks maybe. And it's looking, okay, not great. 221, definitely need to upgrade that very soon. But I can go ahead and use these sticks to craft up some special stuff. So obviously it's not showing in here, so let's get rid of that. It's distracting me. There's a few designs. There's this one, which is a wattle door brace with 1 line across. I believe it was something like this, which is an X. And then something like this, which is also an X. Hold on, how do we do the other one? Yes, okay, like this, where it's just nothing. Let me just quickly fix up my inventory real quick. Now, if I just go ahead and place these 3 blocks down real fast so we can have a look at them, they look pretty good. I kind of like that. I think we can do some really cool stuff with this. I'm curious, can I change the orientation of this one? So it's going this way. If I place it this way, does it change? No, not really. So I don't know if we can control that, but that's fine. We can figure something out. I don't quite know if I'm going to be using this one because if I can't change the orientation of the line, that makes it a little bit more difficult. So let's just start with these basic ones. We have the X and we have the normal one. Oh my days, that guy just scared the daylights out of me. Holy camoli. I do need more sticks, so I'm going to turn 11 oak logs. Hopefully that creates enough. So let's go with 10 of these ones. Hold on. Of the normal ones. And then we'll also... Hold on. Timber frame. Accepts any block. What? Wait a minute. Okay, so that's just like that. Except it hasn't got the daub in the middle. So if I grab like stone, do I just click it? Oh my days. Oh my days. Ladies and gentlemen, I've just discovered gold. That is incredible. All right, okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's do exactly what we were trying to do first, all right? Let's not skip steps. Wait a second. You can craft the cross brace too. No way. So you can literally turn any block into that. Okay, that is a game changer. Oh my days. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we might be onto an absolute winner. Now, let me quickly grab some stone. Did I already grab it all? I did. I'm completely out of coal, by the way. That's something I need to figure out how to get. I mean, I'm sure I could... Well, I'm not grabbing cobblestone. What am I doing? I need stone. I've got stone bricks, some regular stone. I'm sure I could maybe throw in some standard cobblestone somehow. But it turns out that I have a lot less stone than I thought. That is not good. Maybe I can figure something out with cobblestone. We'll have to have a look and see what I can come up with. I don't love how dark it is, so maybe we can find some better blocks to turn that into using the grindstone. But let's head over to the build so I can try out these wattle and daub frames. I think this is going to be really unique. I'm very excited to see this. Now, obviously, I have been building a lot recently in Hightail, and these frames are very common over there. I've been using that a lot because they're just so good. Let's see how that looks in this game. So I'm just going to do something that I would usually do in Hightail just to keep it nice and easy. Oh man, I'm missing one. No way, brother. All right, let's have a look at that. Okay, it looks okay. It looks probably not the best. What if I type in wattle and daub? Is there like stairs or something I can create? Doesn't seem like it. Obviously, it probably looks a bit strange right now because, I mean, there's no roofs on anything. It's just a frame, that's all. Which is obviously not the best. But what is this? This is sanded cobblestone. I think that might work. What if I went like normal stone bricks across the bottom and I used the sanded cobblestone here as the wall, as a replacement for stone, just because I really can't be bothered smelting it up right now. As if I could anyway. I haven't got any cobblestone. But I think that looks good. I think that looks really nice. I wonder if there's something similar to the sanded cobblestone, which I might also be able to use. Let's have a look. Potentially polished cobblestone, maybe? That could work. Let's just try one. Right now, I'm just kind of looking for a block to texture this with, so it's not the exact same block. And that looks very similar. I don't mind that. Let's do that. Let's go with the sanded cobblestone, and we'll also go with some of the polished cobblestone. I think that's going to be a nice connection right there. So we'll make a bunch of those. We'll just add a little bit of texture in, just to splice it up a little bit, just like that. Very basic. Now, I should turn these into stairs, of course. Boom, boom. And then I wonder if I use just normal stone stairs on the top, considering it is very similar to stone. I hope that matches. Okay, not perfect. Definitely not perfect, but it is close enough. I think that might be close enough. And considering that's literally cobblestone, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. Now, obviously, I've only got one of these farms going. This one, and that one. I still need the wool. And I believe I can get that using the industrial hemp plants that we got. So let me quickly actually plant a bunch of those down just so I can get the wool to get those farms going while we work on building the house. Considering, I mean, there's nothing planted here anyway, so I might as well. We've got a bunch of the seeds. We have over 2 stacks, which should be plenty. So I can just pretty much fill out this farm, and this stuff grows pretty quick. I remember it grew very, very fast, except I didn't make a bunch of it because I didn't think there was much of a use. But if I remember correctly, we get industrial hemp fiber, and then we can use 3 to create 1 string. Then you can use the string to create wool. I mean, I don't need to show you that recipe. You guys know that one. Easy peasy. There's also a couple other things you can craft. I mean, I don't really know how useful any of this stuff will be, but the string is definitely useful because, I mean, I'm sure I could set up an automatic farm, which will harvest up this hemp fiber and then automatically turn it into string, then automatically turn it into wool. And of course, wool has a ginormous list of stuff you can craft. So setting up that farm essentially allows me to automatically craft up a huge range of things. So I think that's definitely an important farm to have. Maybe not in the early stages, but definitely something I want to get on top of sooner rather than later. But as you can see with all of our hemp fiber seeds, or industrial hemp fiber seeds, we're able to pretty much fill in this entire farm almost. And this stuff should grow quick enough to get pretty much unlimited wool, which is the only thing I'm waiting for to finish those 3 farms. Now there is also one more thing that I need, which is deep slate. And every single time I've gone to get this stuff, I always just go down a tunnel. So I think I should create some kind of ladder system to get down. Maybe that'll be better. Actually, you know what? I really can't be bothered right now. Let me just go find a cave and head all the way down to grab some deep slate. And here we are at the deep slate level. Let's go ahead and just grab a bunch of this stuff. Let me turn on brightness so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. Now, I don't want to use this for the entire roof. I just want to create the outline. So if you've seen me build roofs in Minecraft before, you know that I use 2 different blocks usually. I try and go for a darker one and then a brighter one for the middle. You'll see exactly what I mean, but there's so many different types of deep slate block in this mod pack, so there's plenty of options for us to use, which makes deep slate look even better. This creeper just scared the absolute daylights out of me. I don't even know what these creepers are. They're so weird. There's so many different types of them. I don't even know the difference between them all. Now I think I'm going to grab about 128 or 2 stacks. I don't know why I said 128. I'm hoping that's going to be enough, but of course I could be very wrong. Now the other block I want to use for the roof is granite. I really like that. It gives me more of an industrial vibe. Even though what we're building isn't necessarily industrial, I still want to try and keep to that kind of build style and architecture throughout the entire world, especially when we're building pretty close to the industrial section, literally just across the river. So I do want to try and tie it in nicely, and I'm going to be connecting it all together eventually anyway, so keeping this style similar is going to be very helpful. Well, there's also andesite here. I should grab some. I think I need some to craft up shaft. I know that I have the iron, but I'm pretty sure I'm out of andesite. So while I'm here, I am of course going to be grabbing some. I don't think I need a ton, but I definitely think I need some. I might grab like 32 or something, or I guess as much as I can grab safely. For some reason, there's a bunch of sand and gravel here. I have no idea what that's about. All right, 32, that should be enough. And we just need 3 more deep slate. I like to keep it nice and even. Now we need to find granite. Oh, I should grab iron. Even though we have an iron farm, I think it's still smart to grab this stuff. I mean, why not? The iron farm isn't super efficient, so I mean, we definitely could use it, and certainly need some lapis. I'm going to be enchanting soon. You can see we're level 33, so I definitely need to try and get on top of that. What is this? Fluorite. No idea what this is used for, but I'm going to grab it anyway. Well, there's a bunch of it. Doesn't seem... Oh no, that's osmium. Okay, there's a bunch of weird stuff in here. Honestly, don't know what's super important to grab. If you guys can let me know what ores I should be looking out for, because there's just so many of them. I honestly don't know which ones may be important in the future. I know I've had to use redstone before, so I'm going to grab some more of this just in case. But yeah, if you guys can let me know down below which ores to look out for that I should grab whenever I come by them, that'll be very helpful, because right now I really don't know. But let me quickly try and find some granite, and I'll see you guys in a second. And I've got some granite. I did have to go back above deep slate because I wasn't having any luck. But thankfully, I've finally found some, and I think I'm going to try and grab about the same amount, maybe 2 stacks for this one. I'm sure it's going to help finish this build. I don't think we're going to need any more than that. If we do, then that kind of sucks, but I'm going to try and get through it. Oh, more iron. I will take that every single time. Thank you very much. Oh, I missed some. There's right here too. Beautiful. I don't think I need copper. I honestly don't think there's anything that requires copper. I'm going to grab it though, just in case, because I know there's so much in this mod that I don't know. And I feel like the Minecraft ores are relevant in most cases. I think, I'm not 100% sure. I could be completely wrong, but I don't want to leave it if it's right there. And done. Beautiful. Now we have 2 stacks of granite and 2 stacks of cobbled deep slate, so we should be able to create something good. Oh man, there's so much iron here. I'm of course going to be grabbing it. Come on, man. I can't believe I haven't found any coal. For some reason, coal just is so much harder to come by. Alrighty, I'll see you guys back at the base. Alrighty, now that we're back, I think it's time to try and work on that roof. Let me just sleep first because I really don't want to be dealing with that. There we go. It's a brand new day. It's time to start working on the build again. I just think this is so cool. The fact that these farms are just working constantly without me needing to do anything. And let's just have a look at this real quick again. Another 33 straw, dude. That is crazy. Definitely need to be getting the storage system set up though, because that thing is making stuff like crazy. And if we get all 4 going, it's going to be insane. Now with this stuff, I think there's a few down here. Yes. Oh, here we go. I want to use the windmill weave. Gonna make 32 for now. I'm gonna do the same with the granite. I believe there's also windmill weave. Yes, there is. Once again, 32. And I'm just gonna see how this looks. So what I was saying before, I do the outline out of a darker slab like this. And of course on this little bit here, I'm gonna be just doing some slabs because that makes sense. But doing something just like this, I think always looks pretty good. And man, these deep slate windmill weave ones look really nice. That's a very nice texture. Same with the granite. Oh my goodness. Looks absolutely fantastic. But that's the style that I'm thinking of going for. It does match those buildings over there decently well, I think. So I think this color palette is going to fit right in with what we're doing here. Now, oh my goodness, I'm already out of the deep slate ones, but we can get a decent idea or decent look at how this thing's going to be coming together. I think I'm definitely going to be needing to get more. Oh my goodness. But that's fine. We got a bunch now. I should be able to at least get the bottom floors done. I wanted to use stairs on the top floor, but I think I might need to head back underground to get some more of this stuff. Fortunately, I know exactly where the cave is, which still had both of those blocks, so I should be able to get it pretty easily. Well, the deep slate is super easy. It's the granite. I know exactly where to go for the granite this time, so that should save me a little bit of time. I mean, it only took about 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes to find the granite. Definitely no more than that. But zooming out from free cam, it's insane how much of a difference just slapping a roof on something makes it. Like, insanely different. We've only done like literally one roof and it already looks better. I'm gonna chuck this through here. Now I'm confused. Should I do like a sticky outy bit there or not? I think I should. Maybe I'll go up and then have the sticky outy bit underneath. Actually, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that yet. Now, I do need a slab roof on the back bit here. We've got the 1 block, so we'll do that. It's going to be a very, very small slab roof, but that's fine. Like I said before, I do want a train line back here, so I think that's going to be really cool. Eventually, everything's going to be connected, and I hope we can get everything connected. I have no idea how I'm going to do it. I seriously don't know how it works just yet, but I do plan to somehow connect everything together with the trains. So obviously, right now, that's very far away. We're still only on like day 75, I think, or day 76 maybe. So still a long time before we get to that point, but the plan is there. I'm very excited to try and execute on that. Alrighty, this section here seems to be a little bit troublesome, but that's fine. We'll get through it together. Or maybe I shouldn't have deleted those blocks. I need them right there. Just gonna have to place them down again. Oh my goodness. Alright, I'm gonna leave those blocks because I need to place deep slate there too. But I think that's decent. I am going to need to make even more. Oh my goodness. All right, I might as well do it. I'm going to try and we'll do 14 for now because I don't want to make more than I need to. In fact, I should probably just bring this with me so I can make the exact right amount of like slabs because the rest have to be stairs. I seriously have no idea how much of each I need, but we can get through it easily. I'll do like 7 for now. I love just how many options for blocks there are in this mod pack. It is a builder's dream. I highly recommend giving it a go. Just in case you missed it, it is the Corrales mod pack. The Corrales Create mod pack. It's absolutely fantastic. Very, very nice collection of blocks. But here we go. That's this roof done. And I think just one more over here. This is going to be the final slab roof just right here. Keeping the bottom floors as slab roofs because that's going to make the top roofs seem a little bit more significant. I try and keep them different heights when I build my buildings. I think it just makes the builds come out a little bit nicer. Now this is a diagonal build, which I haven't done for a very, very long time. It's something that I kind of try and avoid because if you've tried to build one before, you know how tedious they can be. But I've come to learn that with these builds, sometimes it's best to just throw it together and try not to make it perfect because often they'll come out just fine. It doesn't have to be perfectly symmetrical or even make any sense at all. Generally, it just works. Now, where did my... Okay, it's over here. For a second, I forgot where I put my thingy-majiggy. We still have 65 cobbled deep slate, so we might be okay. But this one almost done. I need a bit more granite. I think we'll go 12 for now. I mean, just look how many different options for blocks there are in here. Insane. Absolutely insane. You cannot tell me that you're not able to put together something cool in this mod pack just with, you know, how much there is. Okay, I'm going to need to make even more. Oh my goodness. I'm absolutely burning through both the granite and the deep slate, which is not... Did I make the wrong slab? Oh my goodness, I did. Okay, you know what? I haven't got the granite to waste, so we're just going to have to roll with it. We are just going to have to roll with it. We're going to add some texture. Thankfully, it kind of works a little bit. I don't know if it's going to mess up everything else and make it so that I have to change everything, like all the other roofs, to have a little bit of texture, but fingers crossed it's not noticeable enough, or maybe it just works. Let's just hope it works. Okay. Cross our little pinky toes and fingers and, you know, hope it all comes together nicely. Now, I've definitely done something wrong here because this does not match up at all. I think I need to make these a little bit different. Hold on a second. See, this is the problem. Oh my days. Let's just hope that they ignore me. I don't really want to deal with them right now. So what I think I need... Oh my goodness, they're coming. They're coming for me. Why? Why do you have to do this, man? Come on. Man, I don't want to fight. Just sleep the day away. Okay, I'm going to have to fight them. Yeah, get down, boy. All right, like I was saying here, I think I need... Oh my goodness, they're shooting me through the roof. That's crazy. I think I just need to like add these little sections here where it's a little bit thicker. I believe that's going to fix up our problem at the top. See, it's bringing it in quite a bit. I might have to do it a little bit more. Okay, I just need to fight these guys real quick. Hold on. Boom. That's one. That's two. And hey, you just ruined my crops, mate. Get out of here. That is disrespectful on so many levels. All right, anyway, like I was trying to show... Oh, there's more of them. Get out of here, bro. Come on, man. There's just no need for that. All right, I need more of the... Where is it? Windmill weave? Right here, I'll make maybe 12. I need like barely any of this one. Right, and I think I just literally do this. And that should fix it up. Oh yeah, it did. Look at that. That is beautiful. That is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Then we'll go one here. Then finish it off like that. Beautiful. See, that wasn't so bad. It looks decent. Not perfect, but decent. Now, obviously, that's just the bottom floor roofs, but it already looks so much better. Literally just throwing in roofs, and when I get the top roofs in, I think it's going to look even better than that. Now, of course, there's a bunch of stuff I still need to do. I need to fill in all the floors using this on the bottom, just the stone bricks and cobblestone on top. Then I need to get a bunch of clay from the river and fill in the top floor, which obviously isn't that much just here. And that'll be nice. And get the roof in. And then we should have a decent look at how this is going to come together. So I'll see you guys once we have this whole build filled in. And this is truly looking so much better than before, simply just by adding in the roof as well as the wall blocks. And I really like the way these wall blocks, especially on the second floor, has turned out. These crossed blocks are fantastic. Simply just the fact of not having to add any details in. I'm still going to add some in, don't you worry about that. But even without the details, this just looks fantastic. I'm very happy with how this build has turned out. And I mean, we're still not done. I still need to get all of these set up. But thankfully, looking over at our hemp farm over there, you can see it's all grown. So I should be able to head over there and pretty much get all of the wool that I need to finally have all 4 farms running. Let me just quickly empty my inventory first. I'm going to be holding on to these tools here. I just think it's funny to have them all on one durability. There's no other reason than that. But I should be able to create everything that I need now to be able to finish up that section. I do also need to make 3 barrels, but that's very easy. Then all I require is the wool. So let's go ahead and harvest up all of this hemp and we'll see what we get from it. Oh my goodness, we get so much of this fiber. From 1 block, let's see how much we get. 9. Oh my goodness. Dude, this stuff is insane. We're getting so much of this stuff so fast. Literally a full inventory from that. That is insane. What the heck? Now I can craft this into rope, or sorry, string, straight from my inventory, just to save up on that inventory space that we just absolutely annihilated. It's so nice to have such an abundance of this stuff because I don't even need to make a wool farm, which sometimes can take quite some time. And considering we haven't even spent any time trying to do that, the fact that we can just have wool growing is fantastic. But I think we're ready. I also saw that this backpack, if I right click it, it opens. So I actually didn't know that until earlier. I was messing around with it to see if I could open it. And yeah, it's nice and easy. Definitely going to be working on this because I did a little bit of research into it as well. Turns out that this backpack can be very, very beneficial. So I'm definitely going to be trying to get into that very soon just because of the potential with it. It's phenomenal. But now we're ready to go ahead and get the final 3 ones set up. Oh my goodness, hold on a second. Oh, of course there's a creeper. Come on, man. Get out of here, bro. Alright, there's a little bit of work that needs to be done under here. That's perfectly fine. Just need to dig out some space. Pretty sure it was like this. Oh, I need fences too, don't I? Goodness me, I'll be back in a second. Let me grab those fences. Alright, and now we're back. So pretty much it was barrel in the middle, some wool around it, fences, and the windmill bearing. If we can just get it facing the right way, like that. Then I do need to go underneath, so even more destruction is required, unfortunately. Oh my goodness. Of course I put water there. But I can go ahead and put this bad boy right there. Nope, not like that. Like that. Boom. Then I guess we'll just dig out this section because I need it. And then beautiful. Alrighty. This should be ready to be super glued now, so let's go ahead and super glue it all. And I do believe that is now everything done. So if I just click this, okay, I messed something up somehow. What about that? There we go. Okay, I don't know what was happening there. I think I accidentally glued the windmill bearing, which I don't think I should. But I do believe I can now go ahead and fill all of this in and we should be good to go with the second one. Now, of course, I do need to leave this open because I need to dig the tunnels to take all the crops to the main building. But everywhere else, I should be able to fill in and get this thing absolutely pumping. Of course, I do need to collect some so I can plant the extra seeds, but that's easy peasy. And now I just got to do that a few more times. Now, I'll quickly show you what I'm going to do for the collection. So obviously we have this one set up right here. Going to have the sucker collect that down here and then send this in a nice little underground tunnel, which I obviously still have to dig out. But of course, I'm going to be digging this and hold on, I should probably put the torch here. Yeah, we're going to have the little conveyor belts run all the way through the middle. Oh yes, there's coal. I need that. Thank you very much. I need the torches, man. Of course, I'm going to dig this out. I have been using the logs to smelt up some stone because I do need a bunch of stone to finish part of the wall. This section over here, the mountain, I need to fill that out with stone. So that's what I've been using. I've been using the logs from the warehouse to smelt up the stone. So that's currently working in the background. But I'm just pretty much going to dig out some tunnels with conveyor belts leading all the way underneath so I can get all the products into the main building where they will stay temporarily until I create a much better and more involved storage system using trains and all that fancy stuff. But it might be a while before we get all of that set up. But pretty much that tunnel I was digging, I'm going to dig it up to about here, where it's then going to go up to the main building there. And I'll have this one, and that one also connect to it. So then it all feeds up and it sends all the stuff right up into here. And you can see I've done part of an interior. This is probably the best you're going to get for me for at least for now. All right. I'm not a massive interior guy, but I've done my best. All right. I think this is cool. And this is going to be where the conveyor belt comes up. So I've left this section here. I think this was a nice little spot that I made so that the conveyor belt has an actual place to go. And then Not sure where it's going to go from there, but at least I've got that set up. So now let me pretty much go ahead and set this one up, that one up, and then the conveyor belt system, and we'll see what we're rocking when we're done with that. Ladies and gentlemen, this may very well be the best thing I've created so far in Create Mod. Let me show you exactly what's going on underneath the land. So obviously all 4 machines should now be functioning fully, and all of the land is now fully filled in with the crops growing. Now in order to get under, we need to go inside the building. And if you look to the left, you can see a nice little staircase with some obvious conveyor belts running from underneath the ground into this chest here, which it's already filling up quite nicely. As we come around the corner, we see a massive line of conveyor belts filled pretty much to the brim with a bunch of different stuff. You can see the very first machine, or the closest machine right here, feeds directly onto the main conveyor belt, which it should connect right there in a second. If there's anything in there, yep, there we go. Pops it out right there, and it's going to head over to the chest. Then of course we've got this one down here, which is pretty much exactly the same, except it feeds into this conveyor belt, and then this conveyor belt leads all the way over to this main one. Then of course we've got the one we built together, or the line that I started with you guys. This one feeds into the main conveyor belt, and then of course the final one over here. Now I'm very proud of myself for the powering that I did. I'd love any suggestions on how I could do it better, but I've got like in here, you can't even see it, but if I just dig in here, you can see in there, there's like a tiny water wheel. It's like a 1-block water wheel in there. So that feeds into there. You can see the little shaft thing there sticking into there. Then I've used conveyor belts like double thick to power the other ones. You can see I've done that again here. So I was very proud of that. And I've got another water wheel in the wall there. You can see the shaft. And pretty much for everything, I've either used a gearbox or these double thick conveyor belts to keep it going. And I think it's okay. It may be a little bit inefficient, but that could be simply because I think a lot of the chests or barrels were already quite full before I added in all of the conveyor belts, so it's kind of trying to catch up a little bit. But I'm very happy and proud of this system. I mean, you can see it's filling up quite quickly. Now, all of the wheat I do have to turn into hay bales, and all the wheat seeds I do need to put into a composter. Let me just slightly adjust how everything's going real quick, just so it looks a little bit nicer, just like that. And honestly, I think I need to set up some kind of automatic system. So let me quickly drop off items I don't think I need. I am going to need some iron. So I got 45 raw iron that I can start smelting up. Do I have coal still? Yes, 2. Okay, not quite enough. I'm still smelting up all my stone, as you can see, but I am running low on my coal. But I will create a composter. And I'll also craft up a couple chests. Oh no, you can't combine logs. That's kind of annoying because we have the different style chests. That's why. But I do believe I need at least 4. So I'll craft up some hoppers. I need 2. And that is everything that I really need. Now, to be honest, I think I'm going to try and make them double chests. So let me just make a couple more. So we have 4 total. And now using these items, I can head back over to that new building we've made and set up the automatic composter. Just because I don't quite know what else I can use seeds for, and I definitely need bone meal. I mean, there's not really much that I can see maybe brewing or fermenting. I don't know. I seriously think this is the only thing that I can really use the wheat seeds for. I don't know if there's anything custom. So if there is, please let me know so I can adjust my methods, but do you think this is going to be the best way to do this for now? And I think this design here should work. I haven't built one of these for probably 2 years. Okay, unfortunately, this needs to head into the top, so it's not going to fit here. So let's try that again. Maybe I place it this way, then have it go like this. I think that's the only way I can really do this. And it does sound like it's working. Beautiful. It's now turning all these useless wheat seeds into bone meal, which is exactly what I need. Obviously, it's not super effective. I think the chance is 11%. So for every stack, we'll get like 5 or 6. So that's probably not even going to be an entire stack of bone meal. So not the best. But you can very clearly see we're gathering stuff very quickly. So honestly, there's not really a huge amount left to do. I need to add in some details like grass, flowers, and leaves around the edges. Maybe some barrels and other little furniture blocks. Need to fix up the mountainside here with the stone and just shape it up a bit nicer. and add in a couple details to the building to make it look a little bit better. But once that's done, I think we're going to be able to have a final look at the area. So let's get onto that right now. And after a tremendous amount of work, this place is looking insane. Such a massive difference from what we had before. I mean, this place is just completely different. And even during the night, this place is looking absolutely beautiful. I really like how it's turned out, and the ambience of the little farm machines working just constantly. I think it's just so peaceful. I'm also so proud of this system here with the little conveyor belts running between all the machines without even being noticed from the top. Like, you would have no idea that this is going on down below. I'm so happy with how this turned out, and I think I'm beginning to get more of a grasp on all of the basic systems in this game and how to get them working. Oh my goodness, I need to get all this turned up real quick. Hold on a minute. Gotta turn it all into hay bales, mate. Goodness me. I gotta get a system that does this automatically. I think that'll be next on the list to try and figure out. But for now, I guess I just have to do this manually. I don't even really know what to do with this straw. I mean, I can turn it all into string, but I wonder if this works in here. Let's find out. It does. Okay, so we can put straw in here. So that's kind of good to know, but it doesn't look like it does much at all. Oh my goodness. I think it tells us the chances in here, doesn't it? 30% chance apparently. Where wheat is also wheat seeds are a 30% chance as well. Okay, so not the best. So I definitely think the best thing for me to do with straw is to make canvas, so I can make like tatami blocks or daub. Wonder what a tatami block is. What is this? Is that just like a basic building block or something? Oh my goodness, let's have a look at this. Oh, that is so nice. What the heck? That is sweet. Okay, how do I break these? Ah, there's no fast block. What about shears? No, literally nothing. You have to break with your hand. Okay, I guess it's just a nice little detail block. I don't know. I don't think that's the best thing to turn the straw into. No way. But I don't really know what else to do with it. I mean, what can I use canvas for? There's a couple things I can make with canvas. Oh, it's a way to make books. That's very good because then I don't need leather. Okay, that's awesome. So I just need paper and canvas. I don't even need to get leather to make a full enchanting table. So that is going to be fantastic. So for now, that's the plan for what I use that for. I mean, I'm sure I already have enough. Look at this. 3 stacks of canvas. Now, I don't know what I've done with my bed. I think I might have accidentally put it in my storage system. So let's head back over there. I guess it's good for me to put my bed back in my actual house now anyway. So we can have a quick look at how the build looks in the sun, because that's the best. It looks weird in the dark. Okay, I have no idea where I've put my bed. Like, absolutely zero clue. But I do have wool, so I can quickly just make a new one. I guess we're going to have a white bed now. Seriously have no idea where that went. What the heck? I'm sure I'll find it one day. But now we can have a look at this place. And doesn't it just look fantastic during the day with the light shining on it well? By far, this is definitely my favorite build. In fact, I think it may be one of my favorite builds of all time in Minecraft. I think this looks fantastic. I love how we have the normal flat build. Then we have a little tunnel connecting to a diagonal build. I think that just looks really unique and weird, which is nice. I'm excited to continue building out this way and build out a little train station or train port or whatever that might be. It's definitely going to be a long time until we finally get to that point, because I mean, we still have to be able to get ourselves a train line. And right now, I don't even know how to do that. It seems a little bit complicated, but we're definitely going to be working on it very soon. Obviously, comparing the industrial side that we've previously made to the new farming section that we've just created, I definitely think I prefer the farming section, but just keep in mind this is definitely something that I have a lot more experience in making. But no more wasting time, because after all, we are still playing Minecraft, but we don't even have the Minecraft basics set up. And what do I mean by that? Well, we haven't got any enchanted gear. We are using basic diamonds and our armor is still even just iron. Now, I don't really care about the armor because, I mean, the game is not really that hard to survive. The thing I care the most about is the tools, and in order to get better tools, I need to get an enchanting table, which I have everything for except obsidian, which is very easy to get, and books. However, I recently discovered that I can create canvas and use canvas and paper to craft up books, and I get the canvas from straw, which I am extracting in my beautiful, big, delicious wheat farm. So I pretty much already have the canvas automatically being crafted, and in fact, I have almost 3 stacks in my inventory right now. What I desperately need, and what I desperately need bad, is sugarcane, which I don't even think I have any. No, 0. Okay, so I need to go find some and plant as much of it down as quickly as I can to start a sugarcane farm. So let's jump into our boat and get rid of these cheeky little otters. Get out of here, mate. And let's try to find ourselves some sugarcane. Now, I'm really hoping that I can find some pretty close. I remember there being some not too far away when I went on an adventure before, but I don't quite remember where it was. I know it was along the coastline here. I mean, where else is it gonna be? Come on, man. Wait, is that sugarcane? That is not on the coastline. What am I talking about? Oh my goodness. That's like way up in the... That's like way up in the land there. What the heck? Yeah, that is as far from the coastline as you can get. I even got to get off my boat to get this stuff. What the hell? Oh my days. All right, come here, mate. Beautiful. Already got 9. That is plenty, but I don't really feel comfortable starting my little sugarcane farm with 9 sugarcane. That is going to be terrible. So let's see if we can get ourselves a little bit more. Look at this area. It is beautiful. Okay, no, it doesn't look like there's any through here. But look at that, ladies and gentlemen. What a beautiful area. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, look, I'm not going to be complaining about starting with 9 sugarcane. It's definitely not a small amount, but it is definitely not enough. I am not comfortable with only 9. Please, give me some more. Is that a mushroom? The heck? What is this? This is like a beautiful flower. Lavender. Oh my goodness, this is gorgeous. I'm going to grab a bunch of this stuff. This has to be one of the most beautiful flowers I've seen. I don't know how or why or where I'm going to use this, but I definitely think I want to just grab like a stack because it's gorgeous, man. Yoink. Thank you very much. 64 lavender. I need sugarcane. What am I doing? Oh, I see it right there. Hell yeah. How much do we have? Okay, we still have 9. That's embarrassing. Once again, it's not even on the coast. Maybe the trick is to just walk through the normal land to find sugarcane. Oh, well, we got 16. I want to see if I can try and get a little bit more. Maybe there's some in this little lake. I mean, this is a pretty big lake, so surely. Got another river. Doesn't really look like there's anything going on down there. I mean, why is there like no sugarcane? I see some down there. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go all the way down there. It doesn't look like there's much. It looks like there's literally only 2. But dude, look at those redwood logs in the background. That is a meaty forest. Oh, there's more. There's more. Okay, I found the bunch of sugarcane. Thank you. Yoink. Even more. 24. And I think just these little bits over here. So there's there, and then there's also some there. You know, I'm all the way over here anyway. I might as well grab it. And that's going to give us a pretty decent start with the sugarcane farm. Like, it's going to be huge. But dude, look at these redwood trees. They are ginormous, man. Alrighty, there we go. We got 30 sugarcane. That's going to be plenty for me. I'm happy with that. Let's head back and we'll get our very first sugarcane farm set up. I mean, the good thing is we are already level 34, so we don't really have to worry. We have plenty of levels, so we should be sweet. That's already going to allow us to choose 2 different tools to enchant. But unfortunately, the sun is already setting, so we definitely need to get back quick before we get eaten alive. But we are home safe and sound, so I can quickly have a sleep. And I guess we'll just place these sugarcane... No way, there's literally sugarcane right there. Right next to the base. How did I not see that? There's even more there. What the heck? Oh my days, I swear I didn't even know about that. Oh well, I guess we have 38 now. So let's just place this all the way around the edge here. And I mean, I guess it's not a bad thing. We're definitely going to have a bunch of sugarcane already off the bat. I'm not too sad. You know, I'm a pretty happy guy. But I guess I'm going to grab this sugarcane over here as well. And I think there's a little bit more. Yeah, right there. Beautiful. You know what? How could I complain about an extra 6 sugarcane? Which I guess is going to grow into 18. Beautiful. What a decent start. Also, if this 100-day video gets at least 19 likes, I'll create a 200 days where I try and build an even better iron farm, but much more aesthetic. So make sure to like the video. We need 19. But we got the sugarcane growing now. I guess I should head all the way over to the massive mountain over there. I gotta increase my render distance so you can even see where it is. Hold on a second. Is it gonna load in? Please. Oh, you can see part of it right there. Okay, you can kind of see the volcano way off in the distance. There's the lava, right? That's how I saw it. But let me grab me water bucket, wherever it is. Where's my water bucket? There it is. Thank you. And we'll make our way over to the volcano so we can grab ourselves some lava. And on the way there, I want to have a look at this thing in here, see how it's going. Okay, it hasn't really done a huge amount. I think the reason it was doing so much was because there was a lot of backlog from while I was making it. But I mean, it's still doing decent. It's definitely making a whole lot of stuff for us, which is exactly what we need. Gonna keep saving up these hay bales. I don't quite know what I might need that for, but I'm sure I will in the future. If you look down here, you can see it is still generating a bunch of stuff. But yeah, definitely the reason it was piling up so quickly, which you would have seen when we were last here, there was like tons. This entire thing was just full. Guess it was just because there was a backlog because the machines were running before I set up the conveyor belt system. But now it seems to all be pretty good. So yeah, very happy with this. And I did not mean to do that. Hold on a second. I also found that if I use the hoe and I right click, it just like harvests a massive area, like a 3x3 area. So that is awesome. I found that out by accident. I didn't know that was a feature in this mod pack, but I guess it is. So that is incredible. In fact, while I'm here, let me quickly make up bread because I don't really have much. But yeah, we are generating some bone meal too, which is going to be very helpful. Don't quite know exactly what I'm going to be needing that for, but I know I will. Anyway, let's head up over into the volcano, which is a little bit of a treacherous journey, trying to make our way through this mangrove swamp. Not mangrove. No, yeah, mangrove. Oh my goodness, what am I thinking? Make our way through this mangrove swamp all the way up into the volcano. What is this? Wild lettuce, which makes lettuce seeds. Okay, just found a new crop. Let's do it. Beautiful. No way, there's even more sugarcane in here. I didn't even think to check the mangrove swamp for sugarcane, but there seems to be tons. There's some here, there's some over there. Dude, of course I'm gonna grab it because it's, you know, one of the main things I'm waiting on right now. In fact, once we get the obsidian, I think it's the only thing that I'm waiting on to be able to finish the enchanting table and get it fully going and ready. And we are approaching the volcano. Look at that lava, man. Absolutely deadly. There's also this black sandstone. I want to grab some of this just in case, like, we find some cool recipes with this. Black sand. So what can we make with black sand? So there's mossy black sand that kind of looks like a weird grass. Apparently we can trade emeralds with the wandering trader for it. But we can craft black sandstone. We can craft concrete using black sand. Okay, that's interesting. Black sand can be used to craft TNT and hempcrete. Whatever that means. No idea what hempcrete is, but that is, I guess, just another detail block that we can use. It's kind of cool. I like it. And it looks like we have a huge amount of basalt here as well, which is nice. I do enjoy using basalt, so that is a good thing to keep in mind. Could become very useful. Got some spider eggs. I'll make sure to leave them alone. All I need is 4 obsidian and then we can get out of here. I don't want to spend more time here than I need to. Am I going to have to run across this? Yep. Easy peasy. Chuck in some water. And let's just make sure we're safe. Chuck in the water bucket. Chuck in the bottle of water. Then we'll grab up this obsidian. Just need 4 of these and then we can get the heck out of here, man. Beautiful. That is the 4 obsidian obtained. I can get the heck out of here and we can head right back to, I guess, continue setting up the sugarcane farm. Because obviously now I have an extra 33 sugarcane. I'm going to try and take a little bit of a different path on the way back. Maybe I can find a little bit more. I can expand the sugarcane farm a little bit extra just so we can try and speed up the process. The main thing that I want is hopefully a fortune pickaxe. I'm really hoping for fortune 3, but also a efficiency 5 shovel. That is going to be huge. Another thing I need to do is set up villages. I know I should get that done ASAP. However, I am trying to take it a little bit easy. I don't want to rush it. I want to try and keep everything nice and relaxed. I want to enjoy the process rather than try and speed run the whole thing. But found a little bit more sugarcane. I'm going to take this. Hell yeah. It is almost nighttime again, so we got to get back quickly. I believe we're almost at the edge. Yes, we are. And there is our beautiful base. Well, I guess the brand new crop farm. Just got to swim across the river and then we'll be home. Alrighty, so the very first thing I want to do is craft up some paper so I can craft a book, not with dirt, what the heck. Then I can grab 2 diamonds, just like that, and create the enchanting table. So that's part 1 done. Now I think we put this upstairs. Should I put it here? Nah, that's not going to fit in there, is it? I feel like this level's going to be best. I feel like it's going to fit right here perfectly. Look at that. I can even get rid of this dirt and just have it fit like it was meant to be. Oh my goodness. I will definitely decorate this entire thing eventually, I promise. I do plan to do full interior, but right now, I'm just trying to get by, alright? Now we got 33 sugarcane. I'm going to go ahead and expand the sugarcane farm because I don't think it's enough. I need 15 bookshelves, which requires 45 books. So maybe I do have enough. I think I might actually already have enough sugarcane to make it. So if I use 30 sugarcane, that should get me 10 bookshelves, right? Unless my math is not mathing right now. No, we get 3 bookshelves. Okay, I forgot. I had to do the extra math. So I definitely just wasted a bit of that. Definitely could have just expanded the sugarcane farm a little bit. So 30 sugarcane gets us... Wait, spruce bookshelves. I hope that works. But 30 sugarcane or 27 sugarcane gets us 3. So I'm going to need to do that another 4 times. But do these work? Okay, they do. Beautiful. For a second there, it didn't look like it was working. I got a bit scared. But it does look like it's reading. You can see the little icons floating from the bookshelves to the enchanting table. So I think we are good. I just got to get another 12. Man, that looks so good. I love it. And I love how you can see the machines working. There's always something going on. Amazing. Alrighty, so pretty much I just need to wait for this sugarcane to grow, and to do that I literally just have to spend time doing anything else. Now I don't really want to be AFKing in this world. I don't think AFKing is the best way to play a game. Now while obviously we are making a bunch of auto machines, I still think that I should be doing something while my machines are working. I don't want to be wasting that time. So in this toolbox, as you can see, I already emptied the flint, but we have an absolute metric ton of this iron. We're really starting to get a hang on this, a little bit of a grasp on our iron situation, and I'm definitely going to be upgrading that. That's going to be one of the main things I try and do next. But as you can see in here, I've been searching up the sophisticated storage. Now, I've never used this mod, so I have no idea if it's like worth doing, but we are going to give it a go right now. First things first, I need to make a redstone torch. Then I need to surround that with some sticks, which will create a basic tier upgrade. Now, I'm not 100% sure how this works, and I don't want to use it on this chest just in case it breaks. And honestly, I don't even know if I can use it on chest because that does look like a barrel, but we're going to try. I'm going to make this oak chest real quick, and we're going to smack that there. And okay, obviously chest, or at least the oak chest doesn't work, so I mean I'll smack that right there. I do have barrels, so this bad boy right here, if I where should I even put this? I don't even know. Should I just like have it on a different level maybe? No. We should have it in this little corner here. Let me place a barrel there and then click that. So now this is a sophisticated storage spruce barrel. Right. Now, in order to upgrade this again, I require a redstone torch and some copper ingots. So this will take that up to the next level. And thankfully, I do have a bunch of copper right here. So I can go ahead and do that with the redstone torch, copper ingots, and that gives us a basic to copper tier upgrade, which makes it a little bit more fancy, which adds another 2 lines. Or maybe that was 1 line. I can't remember if the basic had 4 lines or 3. You guys definitely know. But to make the iron one, I require either a basic copper tier upgrade and 4 iron, or a redstone torch and 8 iron. And right now, I feel like I haven't really got much copper. Well, I do have a bit of copper. I've got like a stack and a bit, but I've got unlimited iron pretty much. I just need to wait for it to grow, or I guess be made. So let me go ahead and use this recipe here, which gives us an iron upgrade. Now we obviously have 5 layers. If we do this, what does it do? Oh no, that's basic to iron tier upgrade. Oh, I messed up. But hold on a minute. I can just make another one, right? Smack that bad boy there. Grab a couple sticks. craft up another basic one like that, and then bang, right? Oh my goodness, look at that. That's a double chest with these like in a barrel. That is pretty crazy. But that's not all. As you can see in the top left, there's this little icon there. And obviously with the iron one, we get 2. Now, I'm pretty sure these things in the top right, you can see these are like square things. I can upgrade it even more. So a stack upgrade tier. If I use this, apparently I'll be able to make 2 stacks per item, if that makes sense. So it's kind of easy to make. So first of all, we need to make an upgrade base, which is this recipe here. Once again, thankfully only requiring iron, which we do have an abundance of, especially soon once I do my little upgrades. But we have this upgrade base. So I need to make the stack upgrade tier 1, which requires basically any log. So I have an abundance of that as well. Don't worry, we are kind of getting pretty rich in this game. So I can do this and create the stack upgrade tier. Now, if I grab dirt and I just place the dirt in here, obviously it stacks to 2. But if I do this, look at that, 128. That is amazing. Obviously, without that, I can't do that. Hold on, I can just take this out, right? If I do that and then take that out, look at that. That is crazy. Okay, so not only does that just double the space technically in this iron barrel, but it's a double chest. Okay, so that's technically now 4 double chests. So we can do even more. We can take this tier 1 and turn it into a tier 2. I don't think I need the copper one. I can go straight to iron. I'm pretty sure I can do that. So let's try that. I need 2 iron blocks, then a bunch of iron like that, and then the stack upgrade to tier 2. Now, if I place that in there, I should be able to do 4 stacks in one. Look at that, 256. Oh my days. That is insane. So I can take all of the dirt in this chest. You saw how much room that was taken up, and I can dump it in here. Look how much better that is. Dude, oh my days. And guys, this isn't even half of it. This is like very, very early because, okay, I might feel a little bit rich right now, but I'm definitely not, okay? I am far from rich. But look how much better that is. And it goes way more than that. We're going to be able to store thousands of blocks per slot. So this is going to make storage just so much better. Now, I am not 100% sure how I go to tier 3. I think that's gold, but that is seriously impressive. Now, in order to double this again up to 512, I'm going to require a lot of gold, which I don't actually have. I've only got 5 or 15. So I do need to either find a way to automatically get this stuff or just go and mine it. But then after gold, we have diamond, which multiplies it once again by 2 up to 16 stacks per slot. That obviously requires a huge amount of diamond. Then we have netherite, which multiplies it again by 2 up to 32, which is wild. Oh my goodness, how am I going to get all that? But if you think this one's crazy, if we get 9 of these, we create the omega tier, which basically makes it infinite storage for each slot, which is wild, absolutely wild. I don't think we need anything near that right now, but I can definitely see how we could eventually require that. But I'm pretty much just going to grab every single block that I've got a huge amount of, and I'm going to be dumping it all into this brand new barrel that we've just made. And I think I'm going to do the same for this one. I want to upgrade it to the same level, or at least get another one of these templates, which I'm pretty sure I can do. I just need to once again make a base, then one of these, then am I able to make it into iron again? Do I have enough? I think I do. Bang, look at that. And don't worry, we can definitely continue to upgrade it in the future. But now I've got 1 for blocks, and I guess now I've got 1 for like items. So this should definitely help make everything a little bit easier to understand as we kind of get more things, at least when it comes to what we have in storage. I'm so happy with this. This looks insane. It's going to save me so much headache because now I can pretty much just put everything in one chest. I've just condensed that down so well. I mean, look at that. This chest is now completely empty and we've got just a double chest and a half. And I'm sure I can even condense this down a little bit more, but I'm very happy with this. Let me go check on our little tree farm. I haven't actually checked this for a minute, so this could have quite a bit of logs in it. Oh, hey buddy. Hold on a second there, champion. Let's not do this right now, alright? There's no need. Oh my goodness. Have a look at that. That is what I'm talking about. Free logs. I don't have to do anything. That is so nice. And I can just chuck these in here and bang. Look how much better that is, dude. Can I sort it? Oh, I can. Phenomenal. That is amazing. Oh my goodness. I love this mod. That thing is not even half full yet, isn't it? It's still, yeah, it's literally not even half full. That's crazy. Dude, that thing is going to be a absolute weapon. Now, a sugarcane farm, let's check on it. Looks like some of it's grown 3, some of it's grown 2. I'm just going to harvest it all and then pretty much just expand the farm because why not? We did get 53 from that harvest, so not too bad at all. We can just go ahead and expand this. And I mean, I don't really need to expand it anymore, do I? If I go too far, it's not going to really grow. So I guess let me quickly add some on this side as well, just to make sure it does grow. Boom, beautiful. Alrighty, I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping, making sure everything's nice and neat, ready to go. And hopefully, when I see you guys again, we have a fully grown sugarcane farm, so we can finally do the final thing for this 100 days, which is getting not only an enchanted diamond pickaxe, but also a shovel. I'll see you guys in a second. And just like that, we have a bunch of sugarcane, which is mostly grown. So I should be able to come through and harvest all of this up. And fingers crossed, there will be enough. I don't quite know how much I need, but I'm pretty sure 2 stacks will be more than enough, and we already have that. Not only that, but we still have the sugarcane on the other side that we can grab as well. So of course, I'm going to head all the way over here so that I can grab the rest of it. And now we should be able to craft up everything we need to create a level 30 enchanting table. So we'll grab the canvas, make the paper, make the books, and finally we will make up the bookshelves, which is it that one there or is there a different one? Okay, there's 2 different types. That's really cool. I kind of like that one, but I don't know if it works, so I'm going to go this one. I think we're actually 1 short. No, we're 2 short because I didn't have enough canvas. So let's quickly make up another few books. Okay, that's not what we needed. We needed the planks. Oh my goodness. Okay, now we have 12, so I should be able to craft up the remainder of this enchanting table. And ladies and gentlemen, it is as simple as that. Beautiful. Hell yeah, man. So now you can see, oh my goodness, Fortune 3. That is exactly what I want. So I'm not even going to make a new pick. This one's almost full health. I don't want to risk making another one just to get a different enchantment. So I'm definitely going to be trying to grab that one. Also just need to quickly make a brand new shovel because there's no way I'm going to be enchanting a almost dead one. Now we are level 34, so we should be perfectly fine. Let's secure the Fortune 3. Oh man, only Fortune 3? That's kind of bad. What do we get? We get Unbreaking 3 and Silk Touch. Okay, that's horrible. Both those enchants, I mean, I couldn't have asked for anything worse. I'm not going to lie. That was pretty pathetic. Now, the good thing is I do have Fortune 3 and I guess Silk Touch isn't too bad. So all I need to do is get more levels and try to enchant another diamond pickaxe and shovel and see if I can combine them together to get something a little bit better. But the main thing is now we have that done. We do have Fortune 3, so I can pretty much just go mining and, you know, get the XP from doing that, since, you know, I should probably try and get some diamonds and stuff like that, because right now we're running pretty low. We got 12, so I need to fix that. Definitely need to try and grab some gold. And I mean, I guess we can start grabbing all this stuff because we do have Fortune 3. I don't know if Fortune 3 works on everything, but if it does, that's going to be massive. But there's lots to do. There's lots of exciting projects coming up and I'm so excited to get on top of them. However, that is now 100 days fully complete. Now, like I said, if you guys do want to see 200 days, make sure to get this video to 19 likes so that I have confidence that you guys want to see 200 days. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you're still watching all the way to the end, you're an absolute legend. That helps the channel out more than you could ever imagine and I really appreciate it. So if you do want to show the channel support, you could always watch the video again in the background or watch any of my other 100-day videos because it supports the channel so much and I seriously appreciate you guys for allowing me to do this. So thank you. But that is all for this 100 days. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the 200 days and I will see you guys in the next one. Until next time, peace out.